I left my home. Greyhound rolling into Raleigh and
Here.
across. Present.
A little later.
To a truck highway across Alabama. And that ham broke down.
Downtown Birmingham. Bam, ba-dum. I'll take a little bit more juice here, Roger Dodgy.
I was on that midnight flying out of Birmingham. I'm smoking into New Orleans. Come on. Somebody help me get out of Louisiana. Just help me get to Houston town. There are people there who care a little about me. And they want to let the boy down. Take it, son. Woo!
All right. It is 6:09 on
9
this
minutes after the hour.
Tuesday, June 13th. Tuesday, it's Trivia Tuesday for our man, the king of all trivia, Roger Scott. Got a fun show today. Got our man Rick Schaefer just stopping in with us, brought to you by Edwards Food Giant at 7.
They're the meat people.
Almost 20-year tradition continues today. Miss Arkansas, newly crowned, Corey Keller from Stuttgart will be here from 7:30 to 8:30. We'll get her to play a little Family Feud. Chuck Gatlin will be stopping by, too. Yeah, Roger, hard to believe. You know, I was looking at, before we dive into sports, Miss Arkansas, Corey Keller was talking about her babysitter was 2011 Miss Arkansas, Kristen Glover, who we had on this show within a few days after. That's exactly right. Look at that, Roger. How about that? So we'll be able to reference that. So hard to believe that it's how long we've been around. We've done it. I think we've almost done it about every year we've had the show.
As far as I remember.
Anyway, she's a broadcast major. So she'll obviously we'll have that in common with her. She'll probably walk in here and go, you guys are broadcasters. Yes, right. We are.
Probably do like Josh and want to make us better.
By the way, speaking of Josh, I'm David Bowser. That's Roger Scott. He's talking about Josh Neighbors, the producer. Good morning, Josh. Oh, no, here we go. Fresh
off a date last night.
His first date.
I don't know why we don't have that part of the show the next couple of days. You've got to be willing to be able to do that, Josh. You have to be an open book here. And I think
I have been.
That's what I'm saying.
I brought the first girl into the studio.
Well, this is so different. Yes. This is first date and all that. And we're trying to get to the deal to see, how far you got, how long the date lasts, where'd you go, things like that. We need to talk about
that. Before we dive into sports again, a couple of days today. Today's World Softball Day. It is International Axe Throwing Day. And, Roger, I want to add that to our summer adventure. I've never done the axe throwing stuff in the, like, Oaklawn and down a little. I'm going to do that. I'm going to do that. Yeah, two-handed. By the way, too, we got to get Dr. Tucker on the show today. National Call Your Doctor Day, something that Roger needs to do a little bit more often when he feels hurt, when he feels injured. He puts it off.
Dr. Tucker. I have Dr. Orsini.
But you're slow to pull. You're slow to pull the trigger.
And I just went back to Dr. Kavanaugh. Hadn't seen him in a while. And what did he tell me? Have you been here before?
It's your staff of doctors. Come on, Roger's got the staff of doctors. Lost one. It's National Kitchen Klutzes of America Day. That would probably be me.
Say what? National what?
National Kitchen Klutzes of America.
Okay.
It's National Weed Your Garden Day. That's up your alley there, Roger Dodgy.
Yeah, man.
Also, and finally, National Sewing Machine Day.
Big fan.
Can you give me the name of one sewing machine?
There's only one.
What?
It's Singer.
Singer? What about you, Josh? Can you give me one?
No, I couldn't give
you one. Want to say...
It might be a Zenith.
I want to say, Roger, when I went to Italy last year, one of the great sculptors of all time was Bernini.
Okay.
And I think there's a Bernini sewing machine, if I'm not mistaken. Somebody can help me out.
But in this country, it's Larry Singer.
It's Larry Singer.
That's right.
All right, last night, several things to go over. Number one, the Joker, he gets it done. 47-year drought is over. The Nuggets defeat the Heat 94-89. Jessica was in downtown Denver. I told her last night, Roger said, I'm just going to tell you, it is going to be loud. And she said she was, even though she's downtown, she said she was 5 or 6 blocks from the arena. It took about 5 minutes. She didn't hear much. And all of a sudden, one by one, the car started honking the horn. And then there were, hundreds of cars coming. So for the next 2 hours, she would send me things. People were taking their shirts off and then did you see the celebration by Joker?
No.
Did you see him at all? Where he just didn't look, he should have shook up the champagne thing, had his glasses.
For about 4 seconds.
Yeah, about 4, if that. And then he sort of hands it over, and it's just not his deal. And
he shook everybody's hand.
Can I tell you, I am so excited. I don't, really care that much for NBA, but I'm thrilled that team won. Just because he's not the 5 that we hear around the year. He's not the 5 everybody talks about. He's the one that nobody really talks about, but he's a 2-time MVP. Could have been 3-time MVP. Good guy. just loves the game of basketball. It's not about drama.
And last night he said like, two things. He said, "We won. Now we get to go home," which I appreciate. And he also said he will be able to return to Serbia for horse racing season.
Is that what he said?
So he's very excited.
He's the first player to lead the playoff, Roger, in what?
Points, rebounds, and assists.
Roger, thank you for that. I knew you knew the answer. You know what he's doing? You know, she's listening right now. That's what he's showing off. He's already flaking.
Wow.
Yes,
Extra,
Roger.
extra.
Points, rebounds, and assists in postseason. Pretty impressive.
Sure,
and so
to be the first.
And now listen, you can make the argument. Can they come back and do it again? Maybe.
Mike Malone said we want to be a dynasty.
And who's his number 2 guy?
His number 2, Jamal Murray.
Yeah, Jamal Murray, again, key component.
Who missed over 500 plus days of basketball after tearing his ACL, and so he's come back and he came back better than that's what he said he was going to do.
I was trying to think, Roger, can you think of any other team that is like them, that has won a championship without superstar? When I say without a drama superstar, is there not a Jordan, not a Brady? Is there another sport? Any other sport?
Any other sport?
Baseball.
You know what?
Football.
Well, everybody's got a name. I was even going to try to go the Pirates,
but they just aren't the flashy. They're not the flashy team. They're sort of the
neither. I mean, I don't know how flashy. Maybe I'm wrong, but I don't know how flashy San Antonio was.
Okay.
Yeah,
you might argue that.
Yeah, because I mean, Duncan is a all-time top 10
Duncan
guy,
is
no
like
doubt,
him.
but Duncan's a no-nonsense.
Duncan is just like Jokic. Well, don't you think? I think there's some similarities there.
Totally,
good job.
totally,
Very good. Yeah.
Is that it?
Maybe 04 Pistons. I mean, Rasheed Wallace.
The 04 Pistons.
04 Pistons.
Not the
Bad Boy
Boys.
Pistons.
No,
the entire team.
I can't remember who was all on that Pistons.
Chauncey Billups, Rasheed Wallace, Ben Wallace, Rip Hamilton.
Yeah, just didn't have these superstars.
You asking the question, who's on it? Maybe.
Yeah. And just because
although there's superstars on San Antonio, but they were just not.
Their personalities are milquetoast.
Next one would be the Mavs. Would be obviously Dirk. Dirk's Mavs.
Okay. Like that.
And the rest of them.
Well, they were one and done now, right?
Yeah, one and done.
Yeah, and do we expect that to happen, as you said?
So the other thing last night, if you hate Texas, which most people,
you get that audio,
which most people
start next segment
in this state do. What a way for Texas to lose last night to Stanford. It is 6-6 in the 7th.
There's similarities exist from a World Series game.
What was it? Wait a minute. Was it the 10th or the 7th?
9th, I think.
9th. Okay, I can't remember what inning it was. But Roger, I didn't see the details other than it should have been at the end of the inning and I think they had 2 men on, and somehow the Texas players lose it in the lights. And there was not anybody close to it. That's why there was nobody close to it.
Kendall Rogers from D1 Baseball said that the same thing happened to A&M last week. And if you have not played at Stanford before, it gets a lot of outfielders the same exact way.
So that's what it was. Yep. It was wow. How about that? So Texas is out. Stanford's in. Our CEO will be happy. Tennessee. Now, that was sort of controversial because that game didn't get started till what time did the game get over with last night? It was
7th inning when I checked before I went to bed.
Yeah, I do. They had delays, but Tennessee ended up beating Southern Miss. So you got you got Stanford, Tennessee, Florida, TCU, Wake Forest, Virginia, Oral Roberts, and LSU. So you got 3 from the SEC in Tennessee, Florida, and LSU. And I was wondering, did we win the series against Florida and Tennessee this year? I think
they didn't play Florida. They swept Tennessee.
That was at home. That was at home against Fayetteville. Yeah. So they did not play Florida, and they did not sweep LSU. They lost the series to LSU. So, but there you go. Roger, no Jello shots down at what was the name of that place?
Schlotzky's.
No, what was that thing? Yeah,
that burn it.
Yeah, remember that play? How crazy that was?
Yeah, it was a pretty cool place. I mean, it was what it was.
They've got the. I noticed that the Razorback. This is crazy. The Razorback softball team got the number 1 hitter in the Big Ten.
How about that?
The top hitter of the conference leaves to come to the SEC. It's like if you're at Michigan, I think was it Michigan State where she came from? No, it's Iowa. You're right, Roger. Iowa. It's like wow. It's like there's just no.
You know what? You know what it is? I don't get. There's not. It's. They're not amateur athletes anymore. I don't look, by virtue of them with the NIL, it's just not that way anymore. So the loyalty there is not there anymore, but I'm not mad about that. Maybe because I'm older and back in the day. So I really don't lose my lunch anymore. If the Cowboys don't make the playoffs or win the Super Bowl and all that, I like the fact that I get to get angry and that can mask the other reasons I'm angry and use it on that one. But there's the loyalty is not there.
the schools and the coaches, they weren't loyal either.
Well,
so,
that's right.
c'est la vie.
Well, Josh, you mentioned yesterday the portal giveth and that taketh away, and so Nia Carter she hit almost 500 for the Hawkeyes, first team All Big Ten. Coach Deifel said it's proven year in and out to be one of the most electric players in the game. Her dynamic offense will quickly win over our incredible fan base. And I mean, if you're an Iowa fan, you're like, really? I mean, you've gone this far with us. Is this too boring? Big Ten too boring? But that's what it is now, Roger. Like you said, the coaches have always had the ability to go from place to place.
So you know what? You can boo. You can boo.
Did she were the gymnastics coach for Arkansas? Jordan, can you give me her last name? Jordan?
No, I can't.
Jordan, Josh, you want to take a shot at it?
Jordan Poole.
Jordan Weber got a new contract extension. What do you think the gymnastic coach at Arkansas makes?
$250,000.
I always forget that.
Oh, wait a minute.
She was a
She was
Olympic
student.
yes.
She was on that
She got the
dream
job when
team.
she was a student, wasn't she?
No.
I mean, she had just gotten out of college or something.
Yeah,
She was
I
on
think
like Olympic dream team they had, right?
Yeah,
she
she
was
was
with the dream
21, 2-3 years old. I think she
not
makes
quite that young.
I think she makes 2.25.
Wow, that's a great guess, Rod. Rod's on fire already this morning. You just wrap it up, and get out of here.
I don't even know why I'm here today.
She got 220.
I don't need anybody to get on the live fan feedback and say we don't either.
She's making 220,000. Does that seem like listen?
Compare,
listen,
SEC now. What makes sense?
I'm just gonna make
compared to other coaches.
The tight end coach probably makes $500,000.
How much did the outgoing ladies track and field coach make?
That's a good question. Don't know. I'll probably pay 300, 350. I would think maybe max.
Listen, you know what? You know who makes more money than she does?
Who?
The mascot for the Nuggets.
Yeah. How about that?
Makes 3 times that. Makes 3 times what she makes.
Yeah, it is crazy. Got some big news on television yesterday. Did you see it?
Oh my gosh, Baz. Yes. Favorite game show host or favorite game show. And this guy, after 41 years, is going to hang it up next
You know who that is, Josh?
That would be Washington Capitals fan Pat Sajak.
Oh, wow, look at you.
Yes.
Hey,
I tell you what, extra credit, somebody call or text. Who was the original host of the original version of Wheel of Fortune in he left in 81. Wow, that's hard to believe. That's when he started. Good Lord.
Just now starting.
Think about that, Roger. We were seniors. We had just left high school when this guy started that. I would have thought he'd have retired. Didn't he retire? Did he retire for a little bit and come back or no?
No, he came back as 2-2.
What's that?
2-2. He had a contract dispute. Merv let him go.
Oh, is that what it was?
Yeah. He didn't just leave on his own. But then he came back. Remember when he did Love Connection or whatever?
It didn't take long for him to come back.
On TV? Oh, who are you talking about? I'm talking about the previous dude.
Chuck Woolery. No, I was talking about.
You just gave it away.
I just said. Yeah, sorry.
Sir, did you hear that? Who was it?
Chuck Woolery.
Chuck
Good
Woolery.
job.
Thank you,
Good
ma'am.
job, yes.
Thank you. Do we have anything for
You
her?
are so well.
What?
She was all over it this morning. What do you do for a living,
Lady?
Well, right now I'm a school nurse.
You're a school nurse. What school?
Well, it's Grow Learning Center. It's a developmental preschool
Where?
in Little Rock.
Well, let's just give her a salute. School nurses everywhere.
Salute. Yeah, we've been doing that in our Deserving Dozen, as a matter of fact. So well done. And your game shows.
Thank you very much.
I
listen to you. You guys take me to work every morning.
We love that.
Thank you very much.
That.
You know what? While we've got her on here, did you watch the original School Nurse?
Yes.
You remember,
Yes,
Baz? Several things pop into my head. Number one, Tony Alamo.
Yeah. They were giving away boots.
Oh,
Tony
Alamo
right
boots
too.
And all that stuff. But you didn't just win money. You remember what they did? You had
Right,
different
you went
showcases.
shopping.
I remember that.
You went shopping.
Now was Vanna around with Chuck Woolery or no?
Was it Vanna?
I don't know. Did Vanna start with him? I don't know if she did.
I believe Vanna was on the original.
I was
Vanna's
what?
always.
I can't answer that.
Do you still now, give me your name again, please?
Terry.
Terry?
Carrie with a C?
Terry Perry. Yes.
Did you do you still watch the show?
Yes.
Tommy loves it. Tommy Smith. He that's and listen, that show has made more money for TV stations across the world. I mean, plus.
And what was the premise of it? I think it was Hangman.
Yeah, how about that?
Everybody, it's comfort TV.
Yeah, it is. It's very easy to. Have you ever seen some of the videos where it's such a no-brainer, but the person just can't get it right? It's so obvious what it is,
So
but they
good.
miss it. Brutal.
Well, there's just something about being on the clock at 15 seconds.
Oh,
Oh, look at you.
it's incredible. I mean, it's
Yeah.
all changed. I mean, listen, they give you the RSTLE and an E now, and so you do the other stuff. They had to update it some. And again, Vanna's doing what she's doing. I don't know what kind of money she makes, but now she does with the technology. She can just she doesn't have to spin anything. It's just boom, boom, boom.
Right.
There she is. But is that the last of? Who I just got to figure out. We got to find out if she was one of the originals on the Carol Merrill was on.
Yeah,
Let's Make a Deal. But
we'll have to check that during the.
but it's fun show. Well, thank you
Good
for
job-
being out
good-
there.
good-
Thanks for listening.
Good
to
job.
Well,
Thank you.
You're so welcome. I enjoy you guys.
You're the
Y'all have
best.
a good day.
Thank you, man. Bye bye. Listen, why didn't we give her a shirt?
I know we should have.
But you call back, teacher. We're giving you a school nurse. We're giving you a shirt
the other
just
thing,
like that.
Justin Moore will be joining us a little bit later, and I did hear back from
Lance Restrom.
I did.
I didn't know you reached out. And
I did.
and
I think
will you tease? Will you tease?
think-
Wait till Justin gets here.
I think we can pull if
What we're doing?
if JM wants to do it.
Is this the hitting of Dickie
I,
Stevens?
I think we can
All right,
pull
so,
this.
so I was talking to my buddies. We all played baseball, and I was saying, like, could we all do this? And they're like, I don't think so. But if you gave us 2 weeks, I think we get pretty close. Because here's the thing: Dickie Stevens down the line, 330.
It's a
It's
big- it's-
actually pretty
yeah,
deep
it's-
down the
it's-
line.
But here's the thing: can you put it there, or can you put the ball where you want it to go?
Yeah, well, I only hit it one way. It's down the line. I mean, I pull
Well,
up
yeah,
the side.
take that, you idiot.
I pull.
Wait a
I'm
minute. Wait a minute. I don't think that's how it came across you, Jack.
I'm a pull side hitter, man. I can't.
Yeah,
I
pull
can't go
side
the other
hitter.
way.
I don't know what that is. Does that got something to do with your date last night? Here's the thing. Wait a second. You know what? And you know what? And I know Jay Bird probably took offense to it yesterday.
Well, okay, what did you guys? You said I was trying. I was in the middle of something.
No, I admitted that. I said none of you could hit the ball.
Oh,
over.
that's what you said. You're just like the Navy Rods these
I'm not
days.
Navy Rod.
Navy
Oh,
Rods.
You know what?
Yes.
You know what?
I think you think that's your role now.
It is not my
Tommy.
row.
You know,
That-
Mike didn't call the show very
Wow.
often.
You know, Tommy used to do that too. Tommy would always take would be the naysayer. He would go
Well,
against the
first of
grain.
all, no, that's
This is
not
okay.
true. Can you see what I'm thinking? No, it's not that at all. Just because you guys think it can be done, first of all, Josh isn't going to do it because I know what's going to happen. You're going to swing around, and you're gonna hurt yourself. Probably going to throw a hip and all that. Even though you are at a weight you've never been in your life, I found that out yesterday.
Well, yeah, since high school.
Since high school, you're under 2. Can I say that?
Under 2.
Then
Yeah.
I'll say it. You're under 200 pounds for the first time. I think that's fantastic.
Yeah.
Basil, you don't have the shoulders.
You better watch
You
out.
just don't.
I'm getting ready to get Dr. Trucker on the phone just to see what he says.
Yeah. Excuse me. Also, get Dr. Rudy on the phone too from the $6 Million Man. That's what we're gonna have to need to have. And me, on the other hand, could I do it? Of course.
Well,
But I'm not. I'm not saying that I can. I didn't say that.
Did you see what Justin? For those who missed it yesterday,
Justin said, "Roger, I love you, but you're."
We rekindled the argument about whether or not Justin Moore could hit one out of the Travis field, and then we
were so caught off
and he-
guard.
and he-
What y'all do now?
I know, and then he told Roger, he goes, Roger, what did he say? Just to be honest, a lot of the high school ballparks are pretty good size too, not quite as big as
330 is deep.
Yeah, well, it is, but again, we thought maybe it would be 310.
You know what my
Yeah,
problem is?
if we were at
315.
Fenway, like I could guarantee I could do
Coach
it, but
Brock,
not.
if you're out there, Coach Brock was one of my coaches. And I think the situation with me and not getting it over the fence, even though I was a speedster and I run the bases as good as anyone back during the Babe Ruth League of my years
Yes.
in Hot Springs High School, it's like my golf swing. I don't follow through. And without doing that, you have to follow through. And I don't follow all the way through. And I remember last time we took a swing. I think we were at Dickie's, and we had a pitcher throw it to us and all
We did?
that. And if you, yeah, it's been a
I
while.
don't remember that.
But maybe it wasn't you.
Yeah, okay.
Maybe it was me and Nathan. But I mean, if you haven't done it in a while,
Okay.
you must.
So
You and I must
here's the
go
thing.
to a batting cage.
Okay, here's the
Right.
thing. If we do it, this is the way it would be. It would be on a non-game day, and
Yeah,
it would
of
be
course.
with a pitching machine.
What's a-
Pitching machine can go 90 miles an hour.
We don't want it to.
What do you mean non-game day? What do
We're
you
not
mean?
going for exit
Not on a
velocity.
the day of
Oh,
the game.
Dickie Stevens.
Dickie
Oh, I
Stevens.
thought you
We're
were
not going
talking
for
about
exit
us. Okay.
velocity, Baz. We're going for.
That's exactly. If you can hit that 90 mile an hour, it
Well,
goes out
wait a
like. Now, I'm not
minute.
saying we have to hit it at 90. I'm just saying.
Listen. I'm gonna get that dude that does dingers on the phone. He's my favorite.
Kent Murphy.
Yeah, I love Dave. You ever heard him? I want audio of him on the dingers.
We got him.
The other thing, real quick, on the pitching machine, and I'm sure Justin knows this, and maybe you guys do too. He said their pitching machine actually throws curveballs too.
Yeah, I mean, they
Listen, back in my day, Roger, we did not have that. We had the old alarm.
He had the coach wearing his coach's short, and it was very offensive. Those pants. But
listen, the last time that we hit a pitching machine back in the day, those were pretty.
That was magic.
Archaic
is what
back
it was.
in the 70s.
That's like cell phones today. Wow, look at that. The thing started by itself. Listen, that was AI.
Look, it had the big arm. The arm, Josh, was about 4 feet long. Yes,
if the one that kind of flings it at you.
That's it.
So Roger mentioned the pants. Do you all ever think about how in baseball it's the only sport where the managers wear the uniform?
We've talked about that before.
Yeah, we've talked about that. But those coaches' pants, those nylon and the coaches smoked, it set the whole place on fire. You know, I could tell what religion you were, Coach Brock. No disrespect. It was a little bit tight. You know, they didn't have a coach's short tan line. What are you doing?
All right, if you want to be a part of the show, 661-1037 is the number. We'll take a break. We'll take a look at the if you want to send us a text, it's 661-1037 is the First Arkansas Bank and Trust text line. Also, too, I listened to some of Justin's podcast yesterday and got a question about school very strict on Ella on attendance. And, you know, she's like straight A's, but she missed a day. And boy, they really lowered the hammer. I wonder if they adjusted that. We'll ask that.
If they adjusted it?
Yeah, very nice.
What else we got to figure out? We got, and that makes me think. Let's see how he came across this previous year. This is the first year that they had the shortened week, right? Correct?
Shortened week for
it's 4-day school week.
I think I thought they stopped that. That's a good question.
We're going to ask him how that worked out.
I thought I heard some school districts were going back. And he wasn't a big fan, was he? Or was
at
he?
first? That's why I'm asking.
Yeah,
how did that come about? And did some families do that? And another thing, I don't say Whoever said that yesterday, I don't say I'm not an guy.
Did you think
You said
you say no.
Everybody says but you said
Yeah, well, that's what they call it. That's what the listeners
and
say.
I don't say that either.
Don't get offended.
I'm not offended. I'm not offended. I'm just straightening things out today. Straighten out Tuesday.
By the way, Justin,
Roger.
you know where Justin is Saturday?
Acre or more?
Just a more.
I do.
Fox and Friends. Fox and Friends. Yeah, New York City. Yeah, I think it's either Friday or Saturday.
Well, only one of us will be watching that show. I can't promise I'll catch that one.
All right, 6:30. And I love it. I love it. I don't care that much for NBA basketball, but I'll tell you, I love the fact that the Denver Nuggets, not the Lakers, not the Celtics, not the Heat, not the Rockets, not the players we have to hear around the year, every week, no matter what, about the drama, where they just is Jokic, a guy who says about 5 words and just beats your tail with a triple-double every game, you know? Unbelievable.
Triple.
Yeah, he's pretty much what he averaged. Coming up in the 7 o'clock, we'll have Rick Schaefer. 7:30, we'll have the new Miss Arkansas, Corey Keller. Something we go back, Roger, almost 20 years ago. That we basically almost have done this, had the reigning queen on within a couple days after her getting her crown. Let's go to the Hodges Glass, Little Rock Glass hotline real quick. I've got some messages, too, from our listeners, Raj. But we have our man, Dr. Jimmy Tucker from Ortho, Arkansas. Good morning, Jimmy. How are you?
I'm doing great. How are you guys doing?
Doing wonderful. Looking forward to you being involved in underwriting the music career of Roger Scott. Again, you've been doing it now for what, 10, 12 years, something like that?
This is 50th year.
50th.
Sorry.
It's been a long time.
His body of work, Justin Moore may have, 6, 7 albums. Roger's got even more songs.
He's got more number ones than I do, but I got more useless songs. And let me just say, Dr. Jimmy Tucker, I still drink Fairlife chocolate milk because of him, and he heals me. Because I follow his rules.
Wow, he heals you.
He heals me and tells me what to do, and I follow his rules. And I'm hoping that he pulls no punches.
Well, have you been in? Has he seen that thing you always?
It's all done. Listen, it's all done. That's all done now.
Sure.
Well, I'm almost 60, so I've got a couple of twitches here, and I think medication makes me itch all over.
So, Jimmy, I wanted to ask real quick. We've talked about the possibility of going out to Dickey Stevens Field and see if we could hit a home run off a pitching machine.
Shut it down, Doc.
So the question is, I've had my shoulder replaced on my right side, and my left one is shot. But what about? Could I swing a bat without damaging the replaced shoulder?
Maybe if you're hitting a grounder, I think if you're trying for the pitch, it's probably going to be
Thank you.
a little too much stress on it.
What would happen? What would be the worst case scenario if I swang and like knocked it out of the park? And yet, I mean, what would be the worst disaster for my shoulder?
Death.
I think the worst thing would be if you swing for it. If you swing for the fence and you miss the ball, you could probably dislocate it.
Dislocated. So the good thing is dislocation though is better than ripping. Is ripping something. I'm worried about ripping apart something, but you think maybe the dislocation probably would be the worst part of it?
Well, I mean, with a total shoulder, if you dislocate it, you're going to rip something apart.
You know, you've done I've done probably 20 something surgeries, and you've probably done about 70% of them, 75% of them. Dr. Hussey did the shoulder, but I saw where you did double R the other day.
Again?
Yeah.
Can you talk about that?
I don't know what he did. Yeah, he's talked about it on the air, I think. And so what's crazy about it, Jimmy, is you told him, you go, Randy, now this is going to take this amount of time unless we get in there and find something else. Sure enough, Roger gets in there, and Randy told me he had in addition to a labrum issue, he had a bicep tendon tear. So you had to go in there and repair that one, huh?
Did Randy talk about that?
He did, but you don't have to acknowledge. So, hey, so funny, Jimmy, too. I told him, I said something, we were having lunch the other day, and I said something, and he goes, I said something like this. Somebody walked up. I said, yeah, Randy's had like 25 or 30 surgeries. He said, are you kidding me? He said, I wish that was the number. It's been more than that. So I'm wondering, what's the thing you caught? What's that?
I haven't done all of those.
I know, but Roger, what was the condition that the women that mucking Simons, where you make up somebody that your kid's sick?
Munchausen.
Yeah, it's almost like it's Randy just one of those ones.
He's got mucking Simons.
Yeah, for surgery. I mean, it's just like what else is left to fix on him? You know.
I don't think there's much. He's had pretty much every extremity fixed.
Well, the Roger, now that's Double R has moved to Little Rock.
Yes.
Yeah, you're my neighbor now, and so you're close to the station, and so maybe that will help with
it. Is better for me for the doc to come to my house to see me instead of
how about that, Jimmy? You got him close now.
I don't have to go to Thursday anymore.
No, you do not.
House calls on the doc. So, Doc, you're listening to him here, and this is a guy who you know what? He doesn't follow the directions. He's a rogue. And I don't want him to hurt himself. He's going to be like one of those blow up things that you see in front of car lots, after he swings the bat. That's what his arms are going to be doing. Just blah, blah, blah,
so
blah, blah.
What about if I make contact with, if I use aluminum bat and do it. If it vibrates, would that mess it up to where pow, with that no problem there?
I'm videoing it.
No, I don't think that would hurt it.
So what you're saying, the key again, listen, I'm breaking this down, Roger. I'm breaking it down.
Right,
so the key is really
That's got surgery, but you keep wanting him to give you the answer you want.
If I make contact with the ball in good contact, the vibration or the jolt is not something that would cause me problem. It's really a miss that would cause like a dislocation or something,
or death,
a strain, something like that, right?
Yeah.
Yeah, I think that'd be worse than hitting the ball.
Okay. So the key is I have to make contact. You know what? Maybe if I start out, Jimmy, with like a 40 mile an hour, 50 mile an hour, if I just took some easy cuts, what do you think?
He clearly does not want you to do this. And you're like,
you know what you hear from Doc? Doc's not trying to do a money grab by going, yeah, do it. I'll fix up again. He's not going after the money. He's looking after his friend, his patient. Doc, do you think David Basil? You don't know Josh. He's 26 years old. He just got he's got a second date with this new girl. I'm almost 60 years old myself. And Justin Moore, who is 40, is that what it is?
39, I think.
Do you think any of us could hit the ball over with 2 weeks of batting practice all the way around?
A pitching machine
over the 330 down the line, Dickie Stevens?
Probably Justin.
Okay. There you go.
Josh.
Maybe Josh. How what?
I said maybe Josh. I haven't ever seen Josh.
What about
true?
What about old 53?
He answered the question.
Now listen,
trying to make sure you don't do this.
If I get a hold of one, boys, I'm gonna tell you back in the baseball. I had to decide whether I wanted to pursue baseball or football back in the day. I'm just gonna tell you, I was a decent baseball player.
Do we have any? What's that video game, Major League Baseball?
Well, you know, Jimmy,
get it to him.
I have canceled my knee replacement
from your shoulder doctor before you do that.
I know. Well, yeah, but I'm asking you first. Maybe you can talk to him and see what he says. Yeah, the other thing, I canceled my knee replacement surgery on July 1st, so I'm going to wait and do that in February. So I've got unstable. My base is unstable too. When I'm
life's
swinging.
short, Doc. So he figures when he's dead, it doesn't matter if he's got good legs.
All right. Well, listen, that's what I need. I need to hear that positive input from you. Thanks for that support. I feel really encouraged after what you've had to say.
Right now, yeah. You just answered his mother's prayers.
Jimmy, anything else going on? Listen, I know you're very, very involved. You've been a big supporter of Real Deal in the Rock and Bill Ingram and what he's doing, and just continues to do great things. And you've been a big supporter of the basketball community.
Well, I enjoyed that basketball game last night. I'm kind of like you. I love Denver winning.
Yep.
And the guy fouled somebody with his groin.
I missed that. I must have missed the groin.
It was Jimmy Butler shot there at the end.
I must have missed
the controversial call, Baz.
Yeah, it was ridiculous. It's embarrassing. That was strictly. I mean, there's no way that's a foul. There's no way that's a foul.
Yeah, if it was a foul, it was a foul on Jimmy Butler.
Yes, for sticking his foot out. Yeah, it was. It was embarrassing. It's embarrassing for the league, and we're going to be at a referees camp Thursday that Wes Booker's putting on, and right. But you got people in New York looking at that. It simply looks like, hey, let's extend this series another game with that kind of call.
Listen, they need more money.
It's horrible.
I mean, with that, hey, you know what? We've got the Badge Bowl coming up. What about the medical matchup?
What do you call the Doc Bowl?
We call it with a medical matchup.
I like medical matchup. That's good.
It's a medical matchup.
You want to get 3 other doctors and do sports trivia in the studio?
That'd be entertaining for about 2 minutes.
Awesome.
What music do you play, Jimmy? What is your choice of music during surgery?
I listen to a lot of country.
Well, we happen to have a country music singer on our station. Maybe we'll get you.
Stop.
Maybe,
you mean him?
Maybe Justin could come in and sing a few songs live while he's doing surgery. How cool would that be?
Do you listen to any of the songs you sponsor? Maybe
that's funny.
That's what it is.
But
on Roger's Razorback album.
Huh? You need to put out an album.
Put out an album. He does. You know what? One of my favorite things to do, and it's my tradition now. Sometimes I have to fight with hospitals to do it. I like to videotape me calling the hogs as I go out.
Yes,
it's one of my favorite things to do.
You fight
I do. So listen, I have so many surgeries. It's fun for me to do something different.
I get it.
I like to see how deep I can go into the count. These anesthesiologists try to knock me out as fast as they can.
All right, here it is right here. Basil's up to swing. Ambulance on the field. Basil's down.
Well, I'll take it easy, Jimmy. I'll go slow. Just say,
told you not to do it, and you're going to do it.
Say something to Dr. Hussey and see if Dr. Hussey just says completely no. Listen, I'll start with real baby swings, and if I can't do it, I'll stop.
Okay.
Awesome. All right.
Always great to hear from you, Jimmy. Thank you, Jimmy Tucker.
Be careful.
Ortho, Arkansas.
He's a good dude. Last time I saw him, I was on the sidelines, and he was at for high school football game.
I don't think he wants me to do it.
No,
maybe.
What makes you think that?
I can't tell for sure, but I think
you can't tell for sure.
Someone says Vanna makes $7.5 million a year. Wow!
She wasn't the original, though, was she?
No, it was a girl named
Give me the initials.
SS.
You said Susie, so I'm gonna say Susan. Susan, second letter first, second word.
ST.
Susan Stannery. I got it. Susan Stafford.
Susan Stafford. Thank you for everybody who sent that in. Yeah, $7.5 million for turning those letters.
She didn't turn them anymore.
Oh, that's right. She didn't even turn them. She just points.
Yeah. It's AI.
And then also, Rocco's Pizza in Omaha is where we did the shots last year. I did.
Rocco's Pizza.
Yeah, that place made a mint.
I bet they did.
Razorbacks and Ole Miss fans were, Josh, you should have seen it. It was epic.
Yeah.
Well, they're in good shape. They have LSU this year.
Yeah, that's true. Really Lord, you're right about that.
LSU will make up for the lack that the Oral Roberts do. Well, the Oral Roberts do. You think they'll go nuts?
No, they will not.
That's 50. How many years ago?
This was number one?
53
their last one.
years ago.
Wow, their last number one.
I love this song. It's a great song by the Beatles, Long and Winding Road. I really started liking it even more in the movie Yesterday.
So now listen, I got Dr. Lowry Barnes listening, another renowned
Medical
doctor,
matchup?
and he goes, said interesting discussion there with Jimmy. Sorry, Lowry. I'm a bullheaded.
I'm sure Dr. Lowry also goes, no, you're right, Bess. He did seem to want you to do it.
He did. He's one who did Terry Bradshaw's knees. Listen,
I
our
know who
medical
he is,
community in this state is amazing.
I've always said it. Roy Scheider died here because he wanted to come to our doctor.
It is amazing. All right, 6:49 here, Morning Mayhem. Well.
That's right. Holy.
Whoa.
So, Roger, that it reminded them. I'm looking at some of our text line stuff. That shades of Arkansas missing the ball against
That's
Oregon
exactly what I
State.
said earlier. You don't remember that?
Yeah, it's I
Do
think
you remember that, Josh?
But you know the difference in that one, Roger. It's sort of similar, but there was nobody from Texas or they couldn't find it.
No.
And but Stanford came out of that dugout like this. I mean, they were sprinting, man. It was they got fortunate there, but that's the way it works. You know, that's the way it works. Somebody says here in our message, someone tell Basil he's not even in the camera, idiot.
Hey, you know what, lady? You've got to stop.
It's a lady.
That's what
I said, yeah, what an idiot. It's almost like he planned it. Jeez. Here's one that says, you all are great about covering women's soccer, as you stated live on the air yesterday. Do you know when the next games are being played and who the teams are for the NWSL, the National Women's Soccer League? I don't, but I'm learning. Here's one that says, did you see Stanford's walk-off against Texas? Yes, we did. We're reveling in it, and
yes,
we're always happy. Rick Schaefer coming up here shortly, as well as we'll have Miss Arkansas, Corey Keller, who I think she's covered. She went to Arkansas State, got her broadcast degree, and she got 2 degrees from there. Right. I think she's covered football and other sports for you. Hal, yes. Well, listen, you've got connections to your daughter's a Hal, yes.
She's a Hal, yes. She is. Chuck Gatlin is a Hal, yes.
Yeah,
and I think, you know what? She's
a Stuttgart girl, so I bet everybody in Stuttgart knows her dad was a longtime voice of the Rice Bears. He had triple bypass surgery and was in the hospital while he was watching it on TV. Greatest thing ever. She goes to the hospital after it's over in her gown and in a crown.
Daddy's girl right there.
That sure is.
That's the way it's supposed to be. Well, we'll have her on. You know, Meredith was and I guess just like Meredith, Miss Arkansas was a Red Wolf. I think Chuck Gatlin.
Oh, that's a good point. Before you make
yeah.
the transition.
Yeah, I think that's what that was.
Let's squeeze in Larry there real quick, Raj.
Squeeze it in here.
Larry, good morning.
Hey, this Pat Sajak. Do you remember he retired, going to do a talk show, and Tim Brando was.
I forgot about that. Yeah, we had Tim Brando at the Touchdown Club last year. I think we brought that up. He didn't get the gig, though, right?
No, he didn't get it, but he got to try it. I thought since he's your friend, you would know him.
Yeah, he mentioned that at the Touchdown Club. We brought that up. He didn't get the gig.
Wait a minute. Didn't Sajak also do a little night?
He did. That's why I thought he left. That's why I said I thought he left.
I don't think he left, though. I thought he was still doing both.
Yeah, he went to a night show for a while.
Yeah, but he didn't leave. But he didn't leave the Wheel of Fortune, did he?
I think he had somebody filling in for him, I think.
No.
Yeah, I think he did.
You know what?
You want to make a bet up?
Neil Smith deal. That's all that was. Nobody counts it.
Hey, Baz?
Yes.
Baz, you remember this Claire Walton? Remember how my knee was at the Hall of Fame?
Yes.
Well, I found something you might want to talk to me about. It's called a knee sleeve, and I'm walking normal now. I didn't have to do anything with wear the knee sleeve.
You're talking to the new Arkansas Sports Hall of Fame inductee, Larry Walton, one of the giants in tennis promotion in the state. Larry, up against the hard break, man. The sleeve. Yeah. The old sleeve's been around for a while. Yeah, the sleeve.
Is that one of the things with the copper stuff on? Is that the Brett Favre deal?
Well, I don't know what his has, but you remember you put that sleeve on, man. That rubber sleeve.
What does that do?
It looks good. It warms you up.
Yeah, it
gives you support. All right.
But it is the middle of June, and you are wearing a hoodie.
Rick Schaefer, Miss Arkansas, coming up next, and JM. All right, 7:06 here on Morning Mayhem. Busy show. Rick Schaefer getting ready to lock in with him in just a minute. Early arrival of Miss Arkansas, Corey Keller. Hey, Corey, how are you?
Hello, I'm great. How are y'all?
Yeah, I know. Listen, I know you're a broadcast major. You're more than that. You're actually you've done broadcast.
Yes.
So I want you to watch and learn from the best this morning.
I'll take notes.
We'll let you
Detailed
know.
notes.
ESPN.
Yeah.
You watch a Morning Mayhem, watch chaos, control chaos, that is. Raj, let's check in with our man, Rick Schaefer.
You think he's there?
I think he's there. I count
Wow.
on Rick to be there.
Well, I count on Rick.
I'm going to
be there
believe
all the
he's on the
time.
timeline.
Let's see if he's there with
Right here.
Where
Where would I be? Listen, mister.
Rick Schaefer on Morning Mayhem is brought to you by Edwards Food Giant. Edwards Food Giant, the meat people. The only stop you'll ever need to make your family's grocery needs.
Good morning, Rick. How are you?
Well, great, David and Roger, and it's not frequent that we get a chance to visit with Miss Arkansas. In fact, I've rarely had that opportunity, particularly if she's a broadcast major and she's already worked for ESPN. That's pretty impressive. Very impressive.
Well, thank you.
Now, Corey, Rick Schaefer was the longtime sports information director for the University of Arkansas, even back when I played back to the 80s. So, I don't think, Rick, when I was in school, they even had a broadcast program. I don't think they probably got to that to the 90s, right? Maybe or 2000s.
Yeah, there's a guy named Larry Foley who's directed the TV program for years, and he was at KATV when I came to Arkansas. So he's legendary now. He's had a lot of students that do that. So, Corey, I'm going to give you some great tips here this morning if you'd like to. And you can throw them right out the window if you want. But I'm going to give you my pet peeve, and I'm going to give you something that will help you with your interviewing, okay?
Okay, sounds great.
All right, number one, never insert an opinion in a question you ask someone.
Good
and
advice.
You see it all the time. All the time. You see these interviewers insert their opinion, and then they want to see if the person they're interviewing agrees with them or not.
Mhm.
If you're asking a question about what they think, ask them what they think. Here's the other thing. The shorter the question, the better the interviewer you are.
Wow.
And if you will watch, and that's a tip that I'm telling you, it will set you apart from most interviewers. If you'll watch, like if you're watching the NBA Finals, you're watching Major League Baseball, you'll watch the questioner will frequently ask anywhere from 20 to 40 second question that sometimes doesn't require an answer that's as long as the question was.
Mm-hmm.
Don't do that. If you'll listen to Chuck Barrett sometimes, again, first thing, Sam Pittman comes on after the game. What's his first question? Sam, your thoughts on the game?
Yeah.
Chuck does not insert his opinion. He does not immediately say, what were you thinking on that 3rd and 8 play when, and go into detail about the play. Just ask the question. You will set yourself apart when you do that, because here's the other thought. When you're talking to a coach or a player, particularly if you've been on the radio or on TV during the game, the viewer or the listener has heard all of you they need. Now here's your chance to talk to somebody they've been waiting to hear from.
Right.
Don't elongate the question. So there's your 2 broadcast tips.
Very nice.
And you can
a pet peeve.
Use them, or you can say that Rick Schaefer's the stupidest human I've ever heard from.
So
I appreciate it.
What do you think, Corey, of those? You like those?
Yeah, I like those a lot.
Now, you've done some sideline football for Arkansas State, right?
Yes.
And you've done some work for the Little Rock Trojans. What sport was that you did for them? Did I read that?
Basketball and volleyball, and then I've done the University of Memphis as well.
In football or
basketball, women's basketball.
Which did you like the most out of that so far?
I had the most experience prior with football, just because being around my dad in broadcast life, I was very familiar traveling with him, but I really love basketball.
Okay.
There's something, it's fast paced. It's constantly moving.
So Rick, you think she was influenced in doing this for a career? Her dad has been the voice of the Stuttgart Ricebirds for how many years?
Over 30 years.
30 years.
Isn't that something?
Now,
great. Hey, let me add an addendum to that, though. If you're on if you reach the highest level of ESPN or any other network, and you're doing a 20-minute interview with someone, then conversation is okay.
Right.
I'm talking only about after a game or during a game or something like that. But yeah, if you're trying to draw personality out of someone in a longer interview, then obviously don't insert your opinion, but conversation is okay. Hey, yeah, do you remember this? That's okay.
You know, it's interesting, Roger. I can remember. By the way, we got Justin Moore on. JM, you there, buddy?
Wow.
Good morning, guys.
Hey, good morning.
Good morning.
We've got
We've
got Rick Schaefer, and we've got the new Miss Arkansas, Corey Keller, on too. JM.
Oh, very cool. Good to talk to you guys, and congratulations.
Thank you so much. I feel.
Are you
special.
are you a country music fan?
Well, I know a lot about Justin Moore just from being from Arkansas.
You have to. You're Miss Arkansas.
Yes.
He's got 11 number one hits.
Absolutely.
The greatest country music chart to ever come out of this state.
Yeah.
You know, you
Johnny Who?
Hey, we need to also salute Corey. I was reading your story in the Democrat Gazette the other day, Corey. You're 25 years old, and that means you've been very persistent in doing this. And I think that's another great lesson for people in your generation is persistence pays off. Instead of this, I got to have it now or I quit. What a great story you are to have continued to persist until you finally reach that goal. Beautiful. I love that.
Well, thank you. I really appreciate it.
And we'll get to some of the details on that a little bit later. Look at Rick. Rick has just commandeered the interview.
This is his show.
It's about to say, this is the Rick show.
Only for 20 minutes.
He was trying to do a conversation, but just to step back a second, you said there's no broadcasting up at the U of A. I think
at the time when I
know
there,
that. So ASU, I think, was the school of note.
It was
from the beginning. Yeah. Absolutely, because I knew buddies when I was just a kid.
Scott Inman,
always
Sully,
Sullivan,
Beth Hunt.
Mm-hmm.
All three of those three, I think, came out of Arkansas State. JM, we were just talking about when I was in school, there was no broadcast school. Roger, you're right. ASU was the first. Here's the crazier, Corey. There wasn't even a female trainer. There wasn't any female on the football staff, right, Rick? I mean, and I know you probably had some in your office, but just talk about how things have changed since then.
Very definitely. And, it's, and I think that's okay. That's fine, particularly in the training, because how many female trainers then go on to work at high schools or even in the college ranks? And we didn't have that at first. And of course, Dean Weber, he's a pretty manly man and had some great trainers, but I think that was a great switch. We had several that worked in our office as student assistants, and several of them I think went into journalism. There are just so many fields of journalism now that you can get into, not the traditional anymore, but so many women in sports. But here's the other thing, and Corey, I know you'll take this well. If you're going to be a female in sports, because there's this tendency to say, okay, we want people to look good. We want the male to be drawn to the female that looks good on the sidelines. Be knowledgeable, because they're the early ones that they put on there just for eye candy. Some of them weren't very knowledgeable. If you're knowledgeable, I'm telling you, there is no limit to where you can go. There is no limit.
I'm telling you, Rick is giving you so much motivation.
Look at this words of wisdom.
I know. Now, do you have a favorite? Laura Rutledge is one of our.
Laura Rutledge she is top of the list.
Yeah, she's outstanding.
Yeah, she's fantastic, really, really and she's a former Miss Florida.
That's right.
So very similar. Similar path.
Alyssa Lang's doing a good job. Justin, do you like those two, Laura and Alyssa?
Sure.
Yeah.
I think they're both really good. Yeah.
Raj, who is it? Tara Talmadge, who is
Tara Talmadge.
I don't know if you know Tara or not. Have you met her, Corey? Not yet.
No, I've met Andrea Carter, who she's newer
in
the scene, but really getting her foot in the door at ESPN. She does a lot of basketball.
Extra credit for Rick Schaefer. If you can tell us, Roger, now you and him can put heads together on this one. JM, I would think you would be out. Can you name the first two females that were on the
George?
That's one. Boom. Get finished.
And
CBS NFL
Kennedy.
That's it.
Jane Kennedy.
What? Jane Kennedy.
Good night.
Jane Kennedy. And who was the first one, Raj?
Lee Merriweather.
No, you had it right. Yeah, you had it right when you said it.
Lee wasn't she there?
No, it was that was not the first one you mentioned. You had it right, then didn't you change it?
Yeah. Well, I mean, there was two with Jane Kennedy and all that.
It was Jane Kennedy. He was before Jane Kennedy. He was
Phyllis
George.
I thought Lee Merriweather was one as well.
Well, she might have been, but Phyllis George was the biggest.
She was good.
Yeah, she was. Listen, she was the first female in sports.
The best one early was Leslie Visser.
Leslie Visser still is. I think
someone who's changed a lot has been Holly Rowe.
Holly Rowe's a legendary.
Right.
She's a legendary.
Cancer.
Yeah, she's outstanding. Rick, by the way, Double R is offended, Rick, that maybe that you don't think that you
do properly. A lot of questions. Let it go a long time. Go.
I will say this,
Oh my gosh.
that Rick, one thing that Randy does do that Corey, and the difference in the show is that Randy will not interrupt anybody asking a question.
Nope.
He will let somebody talk as long as they want to talk.
I will let them go on and on and on. And on
Now,
and on.
when I got in this morning at 5 in this morning, a caller was still on the phone. Seven.
This is coming from a bunch of guys that are on the air 4 hours a day.
Yes.
And you're on at a time where I don't know how many people call you at 9 in the morning because everybody's at work, right?
Yes.
So I don't know. And I don't monitor the call board. Randy does. So he's looking at the call board, and we are a caller-driven show. And if somebody's on the air,
yes,
and they're waiting to go on the air, why wouldn't you let them talk? It's
well,
okay.
Well, stop. Listen, no, we love Randy.
We love Randy.
You, but I'm telling you, Randy will. Listen, here's the difference between Corey. Just so you'll know,
get Polar Vortex on the phone.
Randy is a legend in that he basically built this station. What it is, living legend. Thank you, Randy. Is that his style has always been, as Rick said, to be a caller-driven show. To that extent, he means if somebody wants to talk, he's going to let them talk until they're ready to go. Okay. You know, he's not going to interrupt them. With us, we're just a little bit different. And I think, Rick, too, that may be the morning versus the afternoon.
Yeah, we'll hang up on you.
A couple of callers that I say, I have to tell you, I sit there and say, that's enough. Because we've got a couple that are so enamored with their own voice that's why they're on.
Oh, yeah. No, you're right.
Baby Mike.
I think you're right, Rick. Hey, I did want to, before we let you go, I wanted you to comment. Did you see where
we're letting you go, Rick?
The softball team.
Already?
Wow. No, I just want to make sure we have enough answer time for you.
Yeah.
Again, this day of transfer portal, you lose some and you win some. We didn't get the guy from North Dakota State yesterday, Grant Nelson. He goes to Alabama.
Yeah, he wants to go to the Sweet 16 at the best.
You missed the best one. Somebody sent Randy a line yesterday. He wants to major in criminal justice, so he's going to jump in where it's.
Wow, nice, nice. Well, Josh, you said it yesterday in our text. You said, "You give it the transfer portal, giveth and taketh away." Nia Carter commits to the U of A softball team. Rick, she almost hit 500 for Iowa last year. First team All Big Ten. The big hits leader, and isn't it amazing now? Like, okay, I've had an unbelievable career at Iowa, but now it's time to go to the SEC in Arkansas.
The transfer portal, some things you just don't understand. Okay, so Oklahoma just won their third straight national championship, and one of their good players is transferring.
Saw that, Nebraska.
But she said because that's where she's from and she misses home. Okay, I get that. And by the way, anybody that has not seen the interview with the 3 Oklahoma softball players, it's all over the place.
Yep.
Absolutely fantastic.
Yeah, it was great.
Faith, really beautiful.
Yep.
And talk about how you really do get joy. But that's good. Yeah, great catch for Arkansas softball. And, when you watch, I was reading, there's a columnist in the Wall Street Journal named Jason Gay, and he's really funny. They don't have a lot of sports in the Wall Street Journal, but he's really good. And he went to the College World Series softball this year. He said, everybody had been telling him he always ought to go. So he went and met a 72-year-old woman there that had been going for before it was anything. And just saw the joy in her. He said it's one of the greatest things he's ever been to. He absolutely loved it. The Oklahoma team was great. Saluted Florida State. They were good too, which gave, even reading that, and you know how reading will inspire you sometimes, just like advertising makes you go buy something. And I'm reading that thinking, wow, that really is something, hoping that Arkansas will get there because they've gotten to the super regionals. They've never gotten to the College World Series. And I think if the program can get there, it'll be a total lift because that just must be an amazing experience.
I've been gonna to your point, Rick. I've been going to take my daughters for the last 4 years when Arkansas has been really good.
Yeah.
And then we just haven't got there. I'm like, man, come on. Last year's team, not this current team that just ended, the previous one.
Yeah. The one that was in the super regional.
That was the team that could have done some damage. But I mean, they'll be back obviously. But that was a bummer.
Well, they're on the radar now. they're on the radar to where they're going to be in the regionals every year. If you get to host a regional every year, then there's going to come that time you're going to win it and go. And I think we'd all love to see that happen. And Oklahoma City evidently just must do an amazing job, just like Omaha does with the College World Series.
Yep. Rick, too, wanted to mention that if you just joined us, by the way, Rick Schaefer brought you by Edwards Food Giant. Jordan Weber reached a new agreement extension as the gymnastics coach. Corey, are you familiar with her? Do you know Coach Weber and the gymnastics program very well?
Yes, I'm very familiar with her.
Yeah, it's interesting. Roger's making the point. She basically had hardly any, if maybe 1 year, maybe was it 1 year coaching?
1 year is maybe an assistant or a grad assistant.
Wasn't she at UCLA?
UCLA, I think that's right. And she is
Olympian.
I wondered if she would re-sign. I knew she was having a great experience, but sometimes you think, would she want to get back to the West Coast? But I was a little surprised at the number. Justin, I mentioned how much. Roger almost nailed it on how much she was getting paid. Justin, why don't you take a shot? Or Corey, how much do you think Jordan Weber makes?
First of all, I would have no idea what a gymnastics coach makes, but I'll guess $250.
What do you think, Corey?
Probably more, just because of her fame.
Go ahead. You want to take a shot at it?
At least $500,000.
I would have thought too. I thought the number, Rick and guys, would be around 300, 350. Her raise with a $40,000 raise gets her to 220. So she was only making 180, which I get it. It's not a big.
But she got good insurance.
it's right. It's not a big.
Really good money.
Well,
Second of all, gymnastics just doesn't. The reason why I guess low or lower than you would think is because it just doesn't provide any revenue for the school.
But though, Justin, if you watch what she did this year, I was going to ask Corey if you paid attention. I think she had 2 or 3 matches where they had 10,000.
Mm-hmm.
So I was just going to make the mention what I was going to say. I can see that number going up. I think it's interesting too, right? You're right, Justin. It's a lot of time. It's about revenue sports. But when the tight end or
David, it's always about revenue.
Yeah, that's right.
Well, hey, David, think about this too. She was 23 years old
I know.
when she was hired.
Yeah.
And if that means she's getting a raise and she started at 150 or 160, not many people start with a salary like that. And she has proven herself. And as she goes up, the other thing you have to consider is, and I hope I'm right on this, if there's 10,000 at a gymnastics meet, how many of them paid to get in? That's the other thing.
Right.
They'll have all these things. Oh, we need to get you here and all that. But here's what it does show. It shows the power of youth gymnastics in Arkansas, because from what I understand, when you show up for one of their meets, there are lots of kids there.
Yeah.
Because that is a sport, especially for females. They love it. And to see the competition at such a higher level is a big, big deal to them.
Corey, does Arkansas State have gymnastics?
They don't.
They don't. I didn't think they did. Have you had a chance to attend? Of course, as Miss Arkansas, you're probably going to get plenty of opportunities.
Yeah.
But it's great to watch the growth that she's had, what she's been able to do at Arkansas.
Oh,
Yeah,
absolutely. She's really building a powerhouse there. And I feel like gymnastics, especially in the SEC, is becoming very popular on social media too. So they're gaining those followers online.
It's a tough conference. You got some great teams.
Absolutely.
Yeah.
Well, Alabama, Georgia,
LSU,
all 3 of them outstanding. Yeah, listen, I want to get her on the show. I ran into Elvis, Roger, at the Stokes
You ran
wedding.
into Elvis?
The only Elvis we know, Elvis Moya.
Oh, okay.
Yes,
yeah,
and
Elvis Moya, of course.
Yes, so we want to get her on the show. We love the fact that, we've embraced the women's softball team at Arkansas, and
you have.
Justin is a coach for all of his kids, softball teams for his girls at least, and so Roger and I have been able to go to some games up there. It's one of the most enjoyable atmospheres, right, Roger? The game, pace of the game, all that.
More so. Love it more so.
We do want to ask Rick. We'll ask Rick and Corey this. Corey's going to be hanging out a little bit longer. So we have started a little bit of debate amongst us. Roger and I are 60. Justin Moore's at 40. Josh, the new producer.
It's really hard to believe, isn't it?
What's that?
Everybody, I always say that everybody gets older but us. It's hard to believe that you're 60 years old.
I know. He
doesn't look.
Rick saw me when I was 8. He was in charge of what I was doing.
He's
at 18.
5 days older than I am, and we're like
Rick's 45.
twins.
Yeah, that's right. And going down. You're right.
Yeah, but we have I believe. See, we're a team. We're all.
How old's Josh?
Josh is 26.
26.
26. So we're all for one and one for all on Morning Mayhem. And so, Roger's the greatest actor. There's nobody better than Roger.
There's no one.
Nobody better.
Thank you very much.
Justin Moore is the
what? I know Denzel may have something to say about that.
Justin Moore is the number one country guy there is.
Number
There's
one.
nobody
There's
else.
a top guy.
Get out.
Every other water tower in the state, shut.
In this,
Stapleton is not from Arkansas.
And so anyway, so we like to challenge each other. We want to be the best. We like to
David
win.
Basil's the
Wanna
best
be the
guy
best.
to come to Arkansas from anywhere else, and that includes Del Bumpers.
So I threw out there that I felt that
Basil's the best liar.
Ever.
I felt, Rick, that Justin Moore, Corey, could hit a home run ball out of Dickie Stevens' field. And not during a game, but have a setup where somebody's throwing pitches or a pitching machine. And so now we've sort of started this debate. Some people think he can, some people think he can't. Rick, you're a baseball guy. It's 330 down the line, each line at Dickie Stevens. 400, I think, deep right.
Yeah, you're putting Rick in an unfair position. Rick has never seen me play a baseball game. He's never seen me swing. He's never seen. I mean, he was. No.
What's the highest level of baseball you got to?
High school.
But
you did play high school baseball.
But he did also at state championship level. That's how good they were.
You did play at state championship.
Not champion, but state championship level, right, Justin? That would be fair to say.
What position did you play?
I was a catcher.
You're a catcher. How many home runs did you hit your senior year?
My senior year, I hit none. I hit one my junior year.
Then I would say Justin Moore could not hit a home run at Dickie Stevens Stadium.
He didn't even let you finish.
High school, how many home runs is he going to hit? It was somebody pitching legit, even if they're lobbing softballs in.
Yeah.
And really, those are harder to hit out. That you got to throw it probably at least 75 or 80 to give him a chance.
That's right.
To hit it out.
That's right.
So
way to hold on to that tongue, Justin.
See, Corey, I believe.
Justin.
Yes, it's okay. Listen, I believe like Justin Moore's made the mention. 330 down the line
athlete.
Is a little bit longer, a little bit bigger than the average, high school or college.
Fenway's 310 to the corner.
That's right.
So,
See, there's some pro stadiums that are smaller.
You know what? Why don't we go to the Miracle League field?
No.
Well,
I don't like it.
No, This started because we had Lance from the last year, and I said, I think Basil asked me, could I hit one out? Yeah, absolutely, I could hit one out. I mean, with an aluminum bat, 330,
So
it's not. I know I could. If we go do it and I take 30 hacks and I do it or I don't, it doesn't mean I can't do it. Absolutely.
You know what? I like that.
Yeah, that's what I'm talking about.
You know what? Just because I can't fly.
I hit home runs in every level of baseball I played. I could have played college baseball. I didn't.
Get out. Hang up,
one. Your last 2 years of high school.
Well, that was not my goal when I went to the plate. That was not my approach.
Rick.
I was trying to hit the ball the other way and advance
strategic.
runners. Well, I was in the 2-hole, so I was trying to do other things. But Lance goes, No, you couldn't. No. Lance has never laid eyes on me. He's never seen me. He has no idea what kind of career I had in baseball.
Yes.
I carried a 360 average. I carried a 360 average my high school career. Started when I was in 9th grade. At catcher. Lance don't know this. But Lance has made the decision it cannot happen. And so that's where this all started.
Well, Lance. Okay. Has anybody ever worked with you with launch angle?
And Rick.
Anybody ever worked with you with launch angle? Because you can hit 360. Like, look at right now. There's a guy in the major leagues that's hitting 397 right now. He's hit one home run.
That's right.
So the question is, and I'm not into launch angle. If you can hit 397, it doesn't matter if you hit no.
Yeah, if you can get backspin on it, it can be done.
But have you worked on that? Because if you hit one home run in high school.
Well, Lord, no, I'm 40. I don't know. I ain't worked on it.
Now, look, I couldn't hit it out of the infield. I'll just tell you, I couldn't hit it out of the infield. So I'm not ragging on you. I'm just
sounds like it.
Just asked a question. Could you hit a home run?
Rick is almost like Lance, Justin. He doesn't know. When you hear he's hit 360, and a lot of guys don't hit for power, but they can hit a home run. It can happen, especially if you're throwing enough balls either by a pitching machine or whatever. So that's something we're seeing if we're going to do or not. And but anyway,
yeah, we're not.
Can we have like a home run derby?
Thing hit one home run this year, just because he can do it. That ain't what he goes up there to try to do, but he can do it.
But see,
that's
Justin,
all I'm saying.
You just called it. This is the best thing you just said. You said we're not going to do it. That way, in your mind, you can always hit a home run. No, really, I'm serious. You can.
Now you're gonna do it. Now,
really.
But you got to stop saying "in my mind." I know what that.
I see what Rick's doing. He's doing just like they do to my grandchildren. Don't you come over and kiss me. Don't you get Pop-Up sugar. Pop-Up don't want it. What do you have to say?
I'll talk to you Wednesday.
Alone, singing the same old song.
That's Glenn Campbell.
You know, nobody said, people said Rainwater couldn't sing either.
That's right. He put everybody wrong. Rick, thanks as
Okay.
See, have a great day.
Congratulations again, Corey.
Thank you so much.
Thank you.
Rick, I'll have this conversation with you on Wednesday.
That gets you on the show, then we're happy to do it.
You know what? That's it. That's it. You know what? They're going to let Justin talk on and on and on.
All right,
Thanks, Rick.
We'll come back and visit more with the thanks, Rick. More with Miss Arkansas. Corey Keller will come back.
Family Feud?
Well, yeah, we'll do Family Feud with her, my friend. Oh, yeah, we sure are.
This is for Rick. More middle finger. Quad box.
That was our man Chris Kane announcing our guest here in the studio as the next Miss Arkansas, Corey Keller, age 25, out of Stuttgart. You were Miss Metro, Corey, and we were trying to figure out what's Miss Metro. Where's that?
The Little Rock area.
It is Little Rock.
Yes.
Yeah. Have they changed the name of that? Was it always been called Miss Metro?
I think so.
I don't know.
I think so as well.
Yeah.
There's also a Miss Greater Little Rock.
Okay, I knew that they had a Miss Greater
There's
Little Rock.
multiple. Yes.
And Rick had alluded to it, that you've been in this game for quite a while. I was looking in the teenage pageant world that you were in.
Yes.
5 years you did it, and I don't think you ever placed in the top 10 at all, right? Once in
my
5
last
years.
year.
Yeah, and so then you come back and you go through the Miss Arkansas deal, and you'd never been in the top 10. You were top 15 3 years ago, top 10 last year. And then boom. And so it's really about persistence. And because you've been in 16 years in the pageant system, right?
Yes. Started as Diamond State Princess, did 5 years at the teen competition, made the top 10 once, my last year. And then this past year, of course, won Miss Arkansas. But years past, Miss Arkansas State, my first year, didn't hear my name called. And then came top 15, top 10.
You know, our man Justin Moore, I think a similarities, Justin, in your music career. How you just got, Justin keeps grinding, man. He goes to Nashville. Doesn't like the scene, comes to points, is determined that he's going to make his career work, and boom, 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 and boom. Next thing you know, you turn around, he's got 11 number one hits over the course of his career, and he just stayed the course, much like you stayed the course, and you got the result you wanted.
Absolutely. Life is too short not to do what you want. And I think that's a big motivating factor.
Justin, behind Roger, it was interesting. Early in the show, I was talking about how long we've been doing this. It's been a tradition on this show, back show with No Name with Tommy. So it's almost been every year we've done the show, which is, I think we're in the 19th year. So we've been interviewing Miss Arkansas 2 days after they've won for 20 years. And so you mentioned that Kristen Glover was your babysitter.
Yes, I see her back there.
That's when she was in studio in 2012 behind us, Justin. We got a picture of her. And so we've seen everybody that's come through here. And so what's interesting about you've got a double major at Arkansas State.
Yes.
It's kinesiology, exercise science, right?
Yes, that was my first degree.
And then the broadcast. And so now you finished with that, but you got $35,000 in scholarship money now. So do you want to do more schooling at some point?
I'm going to take this year, of course, to be Miss Arkansas and then think about it when I'm done. But I think I'll probably go back and do something.
Yeah. Is your goal to get in the broadcast world or no?
Honestly, I say never. This year, I'm sure is going to bring a lot of great opportunities professionally once I'm winding down and looking forward to being done. But if broadcast is in my cards, I'll take it.
Yeah, it's just something you've enjoyed doing because you've already got some experience, all right?
Absolutely, and I grew up a broadcaster's child, so.
Yeah, Justin, her dad, who great story. His name is Lynn Keller, and we'll get him on the phone here in a little bit. Justin, I told Roger he was sitting in his hospital room. He'd had triple bypass surgery, recovering from that in the ICU, watching the pageant live. You win, and Justin, the coolest thing ever, she shows up in the hospital in his room wearing her gown and crown straight from the pageant.
Yes.
That's awesome.
At midnight.
At midnight, yeah. You had to be exhausted, but I know that had to be so much fun, and I'm sure he was thrilled to see you.
Absolutely. The whole nursing staff had a watch party in his room, and if you know anything about an ICU, it's quite small.
Yep.
And they had a whole watch party. The nurses were precious. After I won, they got to work. They got him up, got him in a chair, washed his hair, shaved his face. They went to Bath and Body Works and bought lotion so he'd smell good and did the whole 9 yards just for that moment.
I want that done on Father's Day for me. I want Samantha. I want the kids to do my feet. I want it all done. What kind of car are you driving now? What kind of car do they give you?
From Bell Chevrolet.
Is that what? Okay.
Yes, it's a Chevy Blazer.
You like it?
I love it.
It's got new car smell.
Yeah.
You like that?
Good. It's clean.
And you have a host, Leo Bryant, who's been doing this for a decade. She came out of retirement to do this for you. Now,
she did.
How cool is it that now Justin is used to doing this, Roger? You and I don't have, or Josh, we don't have somebody.
It's not Beverly Hills Housewives that I want my own glam squad. So if I can do that, we don't have the thing that Justin has or what Miss Arkansas has, but it must be nice.
When is Miss America?
Y'all stop listening to them out there. They just make up nonsense.
It's kind of similar though. I mean, I now have this entourage of people, a booking manager, a business manager. It's
Can I tell you what though? Can I tell you? We've had a chance to be around Justin and watch that. We've gotten to know JR the handler, Joey Gonzalez. I think it's cool. I love when you have a team.
Mm-hmm.
It's all about being the best. It's all about everybody working together to achieve a goal. And now your life's getting ready to get really busy. I guess every day you'll have something to do for the next 365. I would imagine, right?
Oh yeah,
for the most part.
When I first got my calendar Sunday afternoon, I was like, "Oh, it's not very full," and they said, "Just wait." And by golly, were they right? It is booked and busy.
What was your question before we let's just say about your platform? What was your question that you were asked? It always makes me nervous. We've talked about this on the show before. It makes me nervous because we've seen the horrendous question about the Iraq thing, and it makes me nervous because we want everybody to do well. What was your question that you answered?
So it's a little different this year. They did an onstage conversation piece.
Conversation.
Okay. So they're all of the top 5 was on stage together with Savvy Shields, former Miss America and former Miss Arkansas, and DJ Williams. I'm sure y'all are very familiar with him.
He should be in the pageant. He's such a beautiful man.
He did a great job.
He did a great job.
And we were all up there together as a group, and they asked us what our favorite point of the crown is, and if besides our community service initiative, what would be our talking point or our platform? So those were my questions.
Yeah, listen,
it's still tough to make.
It is. I've always felt bad for the ladies who would get the toughest. It'd be some international question.
What's your favorite game show host? That's the kind of stuff we want to know.
But you said you're a big sports trivia person, right? That you submitted questions for something. Yes, and it was sports related.
All of the contestants submit questions prior to going to Miss Arkansas to inspire the board to see what kind of questions would be appropriate.
Yes.
And I always submit sports related ones.
I like it. We need to help her. She can help us. So maybe on our badge bowl coming up, that would be fun to do. Now,
I'd like to get a Miss Arkansas bowl going. And we have 4 or 5 of those ladies in here.
Just think of all the Miss Arkansas. She mentioned Savvy Shields, Elise Edie that we talked about, Christian Glover. I mean, so many that come through here.
You know Elise Edie?
He loved Elise Edie. He was a big
fan. She had to move out of town because of the strain.
Now your impact initiative, feeding the future, collaborative solutions to hunger.
Yes,
that's some big words there. What is that actually? What's the getting down the nitty gritty? What's that about?
Growing up in Stuttgart, food insecurity sat next to me every single day in class. It was my classmates. It was the people I saw at the food banks coming in with their families, and that was really close to home. These are the people you're around every single day. In Stuttgart, a small rural community, you know everyone, and to know that the people around you are suffering and are disadvantaged in the classroom because they're hungry broke my heart. So that's what inspired Feeding the Future.
I saw a stat, and did you say that 75%? Did I read that correctly?
When I was a student, 75% of the students were on free or reduced lunch, and now the number is even greater in Stuttgart, and it's 100%.
Yeah, that is a remarkable number. I had no idea it would be that high. And of course, we love Stuttgart, and I'm sure everybody's excited. Are you the first Miss Arkansas to come out of Stuttgart?
Kristen Glover's from Stuttgart.
I did not realize that. How about that?
Kristen Glover, Sarah Slocum Collins. She
she's Stuttgart.
What?
Wow.
Sheridan claims her, but she grew up partially in Stuttgart.
Okay.
And Mickey Petrus Konechny.
Yeah, and she was 1981, right?
Yes,
I read that, and she was your dance teacher, right?
Yes, she was.
Yeah, that's it's pretty impressive. And
you're what teacher?
Dance teacher.
I
I didn't know. Because you're tanning teacher.
No, you're
what the hell is that?
And your tap was tap, right?
Yes, I'm a tap dancer.
Right.
I've always wanted to be. Let me give you my favorite scene of a tap dance. Well, there's a couple of them, but one of my favorite scenes in a movie is James Cagney in the movie. Where he plays George Cohan. All right. He's coming down these long stairs in the White House. You know what I'm talking about?
No, I do not.
He's tap dancing down the stairs, and he kicks his heels behind him. He's tapping his feet behind him while he's in midair. It's one of the greatest tap dance scenes in the history of this country. She knows what I'm talking about. I'm going to show you the scene.
Roger has tried to convince Justin Moore that Justin needs a little tap during his show.
Well, I wanted to do it for my platform.
Well, you know I'm a dance teacher, Justin, so if you ever need anything.
Justin's got
I'll keep that in mind.
KC from KC and the Sunshine Band on stage a second ago.
Justin, he looks like me. He's too big to be up there moving around. But you know what? He's got great music.
It's not moonwalking. What is it?
He's just sort of going back and forth, zigzagging, and he looks like he weighs about 350.
Leaving the bar dancing.
Zigzag.
Justin, I've never been to one of your concerts.
What? Thanks so much. Joe, are you a country music fan or not really?
Yes, I am.
But you just have not.
And you've decided that, man, it ain't worth it. Yeah.
I moved to Little Rock in the last year, so I lived in Jonesboro, and you never come to the book.
That's a good point.
Well,
Actually, I have. Where they play basketball.
Well, it used to be the Convocation Center, now First National Bank.
How long ago was that, Justin, when you played up there?
She was probably 7. I think it was 14 or 15.
That was
the last time
before my
I
time
played there. So
yeah, that was that. Well, I'll tell you what. How about this? The next time Justin Moore has a concert,
but it's Stuttgart. What are you? 40 minutes from Little Rock?
But I don't live in Stuttgart. I lived in Jonesboro.
She was in Jonesboro.
But you did.
Just say it was your biggest mistake than never being able to see.
No, I'm just picking at you.
Yeah,
I'm these guys know. You probably don't. I joke around all the time.
No, we're gonna fix this. We're gonna go to a concert.
You're welcome anytime.
Have you ever had any other Miss Arkansas, Justin, come up on stage with you or come to your concerts that you connected with over the years?
There was one that there was one that was married to a country music artist from here that I met and got to know a little bit. It was his wife,
Hannah Billingsley. Now Mooney.
No, not her. But I know Shay well though. But it was he's deceased now.
I know who you're talking about.
Yeah.
She was. Was she? I don't know. Was she Miss Arkansas?
That's what my wife told me.
Gotcha. I remember. I remember. That's a terrible story, a tragic story.
Yeah.
We'll do two. We've got you till about 8:30. Two things. We're gonna get your dad on the line.
Yes.
Let him talk about you, and then you're gonna team up with Justin Moore and a caller to win some Nickelback tickets today.
At the Travelers. That's one of Justin's nemesis. Justin's just giving you backstage passes to any of his concert. You have to pay for the travel though, but you can go where he's at. That's from inside the building. You know that.
He's in. Nah.
Your doctor until your doctor said, you know what? Break your stinking shoulders again. I could use the cat.
I wanted to swing. So
yeah, and the doc kept telling him, no, it's ridiculous. Then other doctors started chiming in, going, how ridiculous is this? But yes, Justin, he's also lining us up for show.
Come back. All right, got a real short segment here. Miss Arkansas, the new Miss Arkansas is here with us, Corey Keller. Real quick, Corey, you have heard Justin Moore live.
I have.
Not a full concert, but a partial concert. Where?
At the governor's inauguration.
How about that, JM? So that does count.
Oh, nice.
That's when you had all the sparklers coming down on your hat. Remember?
Look, I'm sorry. I probably came across hard. I was just messing with you.
No, you're totally fine, but I do want to see a full concert. So we're going to make that happen.
The other is that Justin was referring to, you mentioned it was a Miss Arkansas USA and
yes, Helen Weisner.
Yes.
Strickland.
Yes.
The tragic situation with her husband there. And the other one.
Yeah, and I knew him. He was a great guy.
Yeah, that was just a horrible story. And then you've gotten your phone is blown up. There are more Miss Arkansas from Stuttgart.
Bunny Carolyn Holbert.
Oh, yes.
1977.
Yes.
Top 10 at Miss America.
Yeah, remember her name, Roger, because she's Bunny. Yeah. And then there's one other. Is that it?
I think that was it.
That's it. So there's, 4 altogether?
I think now.
How about that?
Mm-hmm.
I wonder if that's probably the most well-represented city.
Something in the water. Oh, you know what? I don't know. I don't know why it wouldn't be.
So we're excited. We got to go to break now. We're going to come back. You're excited to get your dad. We're having to break the rules of the hospittal to get him on.
We're going Zoom. We're zooming in to his room.
And Morning Mayhem just flexed its muscles. Lance got you tickets for tonight.
2 tickets. We'll call Miss Arkansas. Ever heard of it?
And Justin, I think Lance is excited about the opportunity of you maybe doing this. You know,
Lance is crazy like a fox.
I think
he is
Lance who?
He's slamming our guy, but he's gonna get our guy.
See, Rick, listen. Here's the deal. Rick don't know. Rick don't know Justin Moore.
No.
You just had to go. Listen, Buck, 360, my friend, is my batting average. I didn't have to hit for power. I'm in the 2 hole.
I'll tell you about my buddy Justin Moore. Wow, when he was talking to Lance Restum, Lance didn't get a chance to say no twice before Justin started getting into him. With Rick being a good Christian man,
yes,
you bit your tongue, Justin.
Somebody says here,
awesome.
John Mark said the exchange between Rick and Jamie is just one example of why Morning Mayhem is the best show on morning radio, period.
Radio,
yeah.
8 o'clock. All right, 8:07 Morning Mayhem. This is going to be a fun, busy segment. We have Miss Arkansas Corey Keller on the show with us, along with her host Leo Bryant. And Morning Mayhem fully assembled. I'm David Basil. That's Roger Scott, Justin Moore, and Josh is in the production room over there taking care of business.
What's my last name?
Josh Neighbors.
Okay,
The
TCB.
we want to get Corey's dad on. A couple messages here. Thank you.
Shout out.
Parker's Chapel was really good.
He's so
cool.
Yeah, again, the people who are saying this didn't play the game, Justin. They didn't play the game. The people
they actually the year I was a senior, they went to the state championship. I don't know if they won it or not. I think they did, maybe. But they were really good. We played them like 2 or 3 times that year.
Also, real quick, next win NBA champions, Horns go. Let's see, advancing now. You still, Corey. You said
they did.
Yeah, they did.
We have several faithful listeners.
Okay.
Stephanie Isaacs, my Aunt
disgusting.
Kathy, Kristen Glover, former Miss Arkansas.
And who was the one you said before that? Before Kristen?
Stephanie Isaacs.
And she said she's one of our faithful listeners every morning.
She is. She listens to y'all every day.
Do we have Dad on the line, Josh? Do we have Dad on the line? He's on line 1. Right. Let's go to the Hodges Glass Little Rock Glass hotline.
Here he is.
Hey, good morning, David, and the rest of you guys. I appreciate y'all having me on this morning.
Now, are you approved in the hospital? You're
I still am in ICU and for another day or two before they send me upstairs to one of the bigger rooms. But I've got some wonderful care here at Baptist Health, and everything's gone great since it happened.
Well, Baptist is one of our great partners and sponsors, so we love them. And you're coming off a triple bypass, and so when we heard the other day when Corey said my dad's watching, he's been fighting through a health issue. But say, I'm sure maybe your nurses and doctors were a little concerned that maybe that your heart might give you your daughter won the crown.
Well, actually, as the program came on the air, David, I was had a doctor with his finger in my neck. They had just taken a device out that had kept me alive, and they got me patched up and set up. And I tell you, every time that a name was called and Corey wasn't eliminated, I just got more and more excited, and more nurses gathered around, and pretty soon this whole wing of the hospital, I think, was tuned in, and it was pretty awesome to see her crowned Miss Arkansas. She's worked so hard for that for so many years, and I was so sorry that I couldn't be there, but her mom was, and a whole host of friends, and a lot of Ricebird fans and stuff were there, and it was just a magical night, no doubt.
It really was. The nursing staff told me that when they were crowning, they were watching the heart monitor because his heart rate kept going.
Sure.
But he did great. They said as soon as it was over, it came right back down.
Now I have to imagine when Chris Kane announced her name, was there a huge cheer or a loud roar that came out of your room?
Well, I don't think it would have been any bigger if Arkansas beat Texas. it was a wild response here, and it even got wilder too. Because interestingly, David, she told me earlier in the week, and that if I win, and she was doing this jokingly, if I win, first place I'm coming is to the hospital. And sure enough, that was what happened. And all the nurses and some of the doctors that were here all gathered around and got pictures, and of course got the little video that's going around as well. And it was just really a magical night, no doubt.
Justin, if you haven't seen it, it is really cool. You know, this amazing white dress, flowing white dress, and the crown, and you can tell it's the hospital. And I know it probably had to be tough to keep your emotions together. Now, we found out about Corey's background in schooling and broadcasting. We also found out that you've been the voice of the Ricebirds for more than 3 decades now.
Yeah, coming up, David. I think will be my 31st year as the voice of the Ricebirds, and looking forward to that football season starting again here soon.
Yeah, I was about to say listen, you're not gonna let a triple bypass stop you. You know that's
absolutely. Yeah.
You've watched some great football over the years. Then you've called some great football.
But we really have, and I've seen a lot of great players on the gridiron, and it's been one of those things that certainly the highlight of my career, but the highlight of my life was my daughter winning Miss Arkansas last Saturday.
Aww.
Very nice. Well, you need to give some credit to Tracy, your mom, your wife, Lynn, and obviously you guys you hit a home run. I'm sure your other son is outstanding too. But she's very impressive, and she can do about anything she wants to with her future, Lynn.
I agree. So
he is also an ESPN star. He's called some volleyball and soccer games with me too.
Was that right?
At A-State. Yes.
Oh, very nice.
We may be the only father-daughter broadcast team for ESPN. We think.
We need to look up that stat.
Yeah. What is your trademark call for a touchdown for the Stuttgart Ricebirds, Lynn?
I'll use last year as an example, David. We had, Cedric Hawkins, which is, going on to play at Arkansas State, but Cedric was just in on so many outstanding plays the last year, and I would almost always say when Cedric got in the clear that he's in open space, put 6 on the board, Seahawk for 6.
So, very nice.
That was kind of a call for the last few years with the outstanding job that Cedric did.
And we love the Rex Nelson
land
of milk and honey.
Well, listen, we have Rex. I think we've got Rex on the Rex. Are you there? Let's give him one of your great calls.
The land of milk and honey, glory land, 5, 4, 3, 2, 1, glory land.
There it is. Very nice. Thank you.
Unbelievable.
Rex.
We are like that little monkey with the cymbals whenever Basil says something.
Listen, that is so
just
good.
Start clapping
that's
a really good point. We are. He goes dance and clap.
Of it. So, congrats. She's going to have an amazing year, touching a lot of Arkansans with her spirit and her attitude. She's special for sure.
Oh, she is no doubt going to be the shining star for the state of Arkansas.
Awesome. Well done. Congratulations. Hope you get up soon. I'm glad you're back. They'll take good care of you, Lynn.
Absolutely. You bet. Thanks, guys. I sure appreciate you having me on tonight.
You bet. Great to have you on. All right. Now,
my charter text is what it is.
Listen, today thing of the medical thing when you're not supposed to talk about
Hippocratic Oath.
HIPAA, yeah.
Dr. Tucker, he's his own man, but Justin and I are Symbol Monkey. Symbol Monkey.
You can't leave the studio without playing a little family feud. You will get to join with Justin Moore and a caller, 661-1037. We need a contestant. What are we playing for, Josh?
Nickelback.
And she wants to go.
Bank Arena.
I would think, don't you think that Michael Marion and Jana, that Miss Arkansas, if you walk in with the crown, you get a pass?
What do they call that bag that everybody gets in Hollywood at the Oscars and all that? So what are they?
Swag bag?
No, swag bag. Why doesn't she have a swag bag that has a golden ticket?
We should do a concert
every Razorback game.
Kansas City's got
Springs every. 50-minute or 1 hour shopping spree at a grocery store every month. You should be getting that. Let's get a hold of a Family Market for that.
So,
half off on gasoline.
So phone lines are lit up, so everybody wants to play. You've seen Family Feud before, right?
Yes.
Okay.
Steve Harvey, love him.
Exactly. All right, Roger. Let's figure.
All righty.
For everyone's favorite game, Family Feud. Sponsored by Southern Bank. Visit bankwithsouthern.com for more information about your lending needs. Now, let's play the feud.
There, Raj. We'll start with him. I think David was first.
Daz, you don't have to record this. It's being recorded.
I know. This is for this. Listen, this is a different angle.
Wow,
yes.
man.
I know. To give some dating tips to Josh.
Oh, yeah,
to make sure.
you know what? We need to do that. I think we need to do that.
I'm good. How are y'all?
Hey,
Would you like to win some Nickelback tickets?
Absolutely.
Well, you've got Arkansas, Corey Keller, and Justin Moore, country music sensation, on your team against me and Josh, our new producer. So
when we haven't won yet, so you're in good shape.
In your favor. The odds are in your favor. All right, here's the deal. Corey, David, your name is your buzzer. And the only time you're going to need your buzzer is on this very first question, okay? Your name is your buzzer. Like I told you earlier, we are a sexist show, and we put women we put women on a pedestal first, so you get to go first. Let me hear your buzzer.
Do you just say
David?
Corey?
Yeah,
Corey. That's your buzzer. You already did it. David, let's hear your buzzer again.
David.
Let you see how a buzzer goes.
Yes.
Justin.
Justin.
That's a buzzer. That's a buzzer. That is a multi-million-dollar, multi-dozen number-one country singing sensation superstar, and he plays our stupid little reindeer games like nobody. He's such a professional. All right, here we go. I asked 100 people as they were coming out of the bathroom in Boudreaux's last Tuesday night. I asked them this question. This is when you'll need to chime in. I asked them this question. Name a popular souvenir you might buy when on vacation. David Basil first.
I would say a mug, like a coffee mug or some type of drinking apparatus. There.
That, my friend, is. But coffee mug is number 4. 3 answers are better than that, Corey, David, and Justin. If you get this right, you'll control the board.
Can we discuss, Rod?
You most definitely
Wait a
can.
minute, have we done this before? Have we done something similar to this?
I'm thinking David.
No, not this one.
What about a shot glass?
Or a T-shirt.
David, you are the leader of this team, so you just heard what your teammates are talking about. Shot glass T-shirt. What do you think?
Yeah, those will work. Shot glass or postcard.
Yeah, you pick one.
Shot glass.
Shot glass. It might be this, but it's not.
Time.
You could
over to you. So now it's in your
pass after you win it like that. But
I'm gonna pull a Baz. Oh, you're scared. Don't be scared. Don't be scared to play.
Well, I love hearing from Corey and Justin much more, and David much more than me and Josh. That's
100
just my estimation.
startled people came out of the bathroom and answered this question for me. 4 answers are on the board. Number 4 is. Go ahead.
I'm sorry.
That's okay. Coffee mug has been
David,
answered, and you mentioned shot
I do
glass.
like Corey's answer of T-shirt. But I'm just throwing it out there.
Good answer.
Yeah, let's go with that.
3 answers remain. No strikes against you, Corey, David, and Justin. Name a popular souvenir you might buy when on vacation.
I thought postcard was good. That's
Yeah,
a good one,
let's
David.
go
Yeah.
postcard.
Yeah.
Postcards are very good. Very good. Number 3. Number 2 and number 5 are still on the board. Here's your answers thus far. T-shirt, coffee mug, and postcard. Those answers have been given. 2 remain, number 2 and number 5, for a grand prize of Nickelback tickets ranging somewhere between $500,000 and $500,000 is up for grabs.
A hat.
A hat.
Mhm.
Is that what you
David,
said?
Justin. Oh, they're not. As
Do people
thrilled.
still get keychains? I don't
Oh, like the
know. That
little
may
ones
be
with
an
your
old-
names on and things like that?
Maybe.
I think
yeah,
you
that
can
may
get
be an
those at
old
Cracker
school
Barrel.
thing. I don't know.
David, what do you think?
I don't know. Let's,
Yeah, why don't you go
let's try Cap.
You want to say cap? Very good. I like cap. Cap's a great answer. If I were to go to a place and I would get a cap with that place's name on it. Not on the board. That is 1 strike against you, my friend. 2 answers left on the board. 2 strikes remaining. You have given T-shirt, postcard, and coffee mug. Hat's been answered. It was not a good answer. What else was given? What else did you give? That was not.
How about like a refrigerator magnet from the state that you're visiting?
Who doesn't want one of those to hold up her grandchildren's drawings
he's
from
thinking,
church?
He's thinking through it.
Let's think no further. It's on. Refrigerator
get,
magnet.
man.
Only 1 answer remains. 2 strikes are against you, Corey, David, and Justin. The number 2 answered. And I've got to clarify something. I was actually in the bathroom when 100 people came in the other day. People want me to be up front on that one. 1 answer remains. You have given T-shirt, postcard, coffee mug, and refrigerator magnet. The number 2 answer is on the board. Nickelback tickets await our winner, and we await a phone call from Jana or Michael Marion to say that Miss Arkansas can go to Nickelback as well.
And Justin Moore.
And Justin Moore can go.
Look at this photograph.
Mark the tape. All right, what do you think?
We already said T-shirt, didn't we?
You sure did. It was right a minute ago. It's still right.
Keychain's a good idea.
Wow.
Keychain's a great idea.
Yeah, I'd say keychain.
Keychain. The feud of what Mayhem. Thank you to Corey, David, and Justin Moore. You're winners. And David, you're going to Nickelback.
How about Josh is already just.
He never lets us finish the show. You know what? You know what? That's right. You know what? That's why the date was only an hour and a half.
Get on his date. All right.
So I know shows, DJ.
No, you'll be on professional shows from now on.
Exactly right. Listen, if you come back on with Justin Moore and Rick Schaefer later on Randy's show, it won't be like this, even though those two cats are like that at all. It'll be very structured and professional.
I mean, you got advice from Rick. You played Family Feud. You had your dad on today. You started talking about all that. You had so many people listening to the show. Yeah. So, well, anyway, congratulations. So, if we can ever do anything for you, if
you know what, we like a.
Oh yeah, let's get you. Let's do the picture.
Well, then I have to come back.
You come back anytime you want to, because you are, again, you know sports probably better than we do. So you should come back and hang out, or if you've got some interesting things going on that you want to promote, love to have you back on the show again. So thank you. Yeah,
Red Wolves and Razorbacks.
We sure can. So that's interesting too. Now you can't just be about the Red Wolves. It's about everybody, right? So that's something a little different.
I'll always be a Red Wolf at heart.
Sure. Yeah.
You want to know something interesting? I've only ever been to one Razorback football game.
Which one was it?
It was.
Did we win?
No.
No, that's not okay.
It was Western Kentucky.
Oh,
senior game.
The worst. Can I tell
you? Came back and just whipped us.
4 years in the state. 40. There was no.
That in the Citadel.
Nobody.
Yeah, that the Western Kentucky wasn't worse. It was
that
just,
one in Texas State.
Just for the fact.
the Chad Morris years, which I still am in therapy over.
Well, it'll be exciting. You get to, obviously, embrace all these schools around the state,
Yes.
and I know you're going to be very busy.
But I'm
and,
excited to go to Fayetteville. It'll be a good change of events.
Yeah, it is. He's a national advocate for our state, and obviously you're going to be doing that as well. Again, when is Miss America? What's the date on that again?
January. We're not sure when or where exactly, but
Okay,
after
where's
the
it?
first of the year.
Where's it being held now?
We're not sure.
Okay, wow. Remember, can you tell me, Justin, where that always used to be held years ago? For many years, probably decades.
There's 2 locations.
Ooh,
Miss America?
I don't know.
Yeah, Roger,
Was it in Florida?
No, I believe it was the boardwalk.
Atlantic City.
Atlantic City was the
That's
place
the
for
home of Miss
yeah,
America.
in decades. That's where it was.
It had a stint in Vegas though.
I know that. Yeah, they did that, and then they've bounced around, right?
Mm-hmm.
Right. And when you want to sing the song,
hey. Miss Arkansas. Boom.
Yeah.
And again, you're going to give me some more pointers on some questions that I can ask the Mrs. Arkansas
I cannot
pageant.
wait.
The ones about house questions that I'm thinking about when I do some of the pre-questions for Mrs. Arkansas, which I have tickets, by the way, to give away. If somebody'd like to go this Saturday, I'll give some of those away. It's a question like, first of all, you give them the easy ones, which is, tell us a little bit about your platform and how you think that Mrs. Arkansas's crown will help you forward that. And then as a follow-up, my question would be, let's say your husband's been playing golf with the boys all day long, and it's in the middle of August when he does that. Does he have to come home and ask you why his bath isn't drawn?
Exactly. He's like, what?
Here's what I think. I think you should be the host of Mrs. Arkansas in your red tuxedo.
Oh, yes.
Doing it as wrestling man.
Oh my God!
Let's see what she has to say. What cooked?
A little bit of the wrestling.
There it
man,
is, right
Corey.
there. Well, let's listen. Did we ask you what your talent was?
Yes, we did.
What
Tap dancing.
It was. That's right.
That's
it was
why you
tap.
showed her the.
That's why I showed her the tap. All right, that's what I had.
Well, again, congratulations. Hope to see you soon. Let us know if we can ever do anything to help you.
Congratulations,
Thank you so much, guys.
Yeah, we're gonna
Appreciate
get you that. We're gonna get you that glam bag. There's just no way that you should have to ask
And
for
Justin
anything.
Moore tickets.
And Justin Moore. Let me tell you something. You should be able to wear that. and take
Congratulations.
Thank
a
you.
basket full of groceries through the 10 items or less line if you're wearing that crown.
Golden ticket. All right, everybody. That's New Miss Arkansas, Corey Keller. Thanks, Corey. Have a
Thank
great
you.
day. All right, 8:30 here, Morning Mayhem.
Hey, now,
8:34.
Well, away down yonder in the Chattahoochee. Hoochie coochie.
I was 8:34. Justin, I was telling Roger one of the things about having you on the show. I'm trying to it makes me raise my country music game. And I had heard you on your podcast with JR talking about all the great musicians, and you got talking about Stapleton. You're talking about going over the George Jones concert that Roger and I got a chance to be there. Got a chance to be there with you. And you were talking about Tennessee whiskey. And you said about George Jones, you go, really? I think David Allan Coe was actually before George Jones with that. You remember saying that on the podcast?
Yeah.
So anyway, so last night, just randomly, man, I don't know how it popped up on my Instagram, was a video of David Allan Coe, which I guess I've never seen a picture of him. Yeah, I mean, he had so much hair. I mean, it was everywhere.
He looks scary.
It did. He
looks like a wizard.
He does. It looked like a Sasquatch or something. But anyway, he was singing Tennessee
Wizard's
Whiskey
good.
in 1981, and George came back, I think, in 83 and sang it. I did not know. I'd always heard that was George Jones's song, which I guess he made it. He's the most famous for it. But you guys were talking about David Allan Coe, actually did it before him.
Oh, he's a fantastic writer.
Yeah.
I don't know. You throw him, between him and Chris Christopherson. I mean, the songs that they wrote, that when you hear him sing, and even Willie.
I need to go back and look
at
at
sang for everybody else.
at the list of songs that David Allan Coe wrote.
Oh, he wrote. I think this is the only ones that I know that I remember him singing were that one and the right. Where it was I was drunk and
so that one was written by Steve Goodman and John Prine.
How about that? And he sang it.
Well,
that's the only one.
Look who stepped in the studio, Mr. Musician himself, Chuck Gatlin.
That's right, Mr. Chuck Gatlin.
Mona Lisa lost her smile.
Mona Lisa lost. Is that right? Well, that's a nice one. I like it.
That's
I
a
like
good
the
one.
ride because it tells a story.
I think my favorite is "Would You Lay
with
Me
see? That's
in
Tanya
a
Tucker.
Field of Stone if my needs were strong? Would you lay with me?"
Yeah,
You just got that for free.
Yeah, I was gonna say if you want to get a lot of good country music talk, Justin and JR, the handler, you guys, your podcast last was an hour and 30 minutes. It's a lot of talking, but you guys cover a lot of topics. And if you love country music, you guys usually go down a lot of rabbit holes talking about that kind of stuff. It's really good stuff.
Yeah, thanks, man.
Chuck, how are you? Good morning. Good to see you.
I'm great. How's it going?
Great. I saw your picture of memory of you. Did you see that Roger, him and one of the Brady boys, one of the Brady boys? Greg Brady.
I remember he was in the studio.
Yeah.
Yeah.
Years ago, there's an old.
Yeah, I love that. What's happening at the Buzz?
Well, I'll tell you what. Big news.
Yes.
Countdown to kickoff.
Already. Okay, hold on. We're 81 days until the official kickoff. When is the actual countdown to kickoff?
Save the date, y'all. July 27th at the Hall.
This was the thing last year. Remember, Rod, that Justin did from Destin. He was down. You were down on the beach, I think, in Florida, and did a video for us, and had a bunch of Razorbacks, current and former Razorbacks, and it was it was a fun night. So what time? Date again is a Thursday night.
Thursday, July 27th at the Hall.
July 27th at the Hall. All right. So
Chuck, why do you look so different? I'm watching you on YouTube. You
Am I? Oh my God!
You normally wear a hat.
Well, I cut my hair recently, so it's shorter. But yeah, a
Is
lot
that
of
it?
times I'll wear a hat. But I think that's most of
he
it.
usually wears that Batman henchman
You
hat.
look good, man. You look healthy.
Well, thank you.
You look happy. You look good.
Thank you.
I think we should show you more on here.
And
I appreciate.
Yeah,
that means a lot coming from you, Justin.
We need some viewers.
And of course,
these three knotheads ain't doing it.
We need to mention Gary Hill and MSS Oil as the presenting sponsor. Yes,
Yeah.
yes. He is the. Is it? Do we go MSS Oil or Gary Hill?
Gary
first?
Hill with MSS Oil.
Oh, that's want to make sure get that
Along
right.
with Tito's handmade vodka, Corky's.
That's speaking of where's your talking point?
Gangster Museum
Museum of America. Yeah. Gary's going to the Softball Hall of Fame this Thursday night.
Mhm. What?
I'm speaking, or I would be there. Yes. So I always wonder too, Justin, about we're talking about whether you can hit a ball out of How difficult would it be to hit a softball out of Dickie Stevens? Now that would be amazing. And I bet you somebody's done it.
I bet you Jessica could do it.
Yeah. What else you got there, Chief?
Of course, Beer and Margarita Fest, July 22nd, presented by Oaklawn Racing Casino Resort, Tito's Handmade Vodka, and Mosquito Joe. And then, of course, everybody's on the road. Where we got? The Zone is out at Bell and Sword. That's tomorrow. And then you guys are at Russellville High School for the
Wes Booker's Justin. This is pretty interesting. Wes Booker, who was an SEC referee, has done this.
Yeah, I know him well.
He's done this camp for officials, at the high school collegiate level, and so anyway, that's going to be interesting. I think we're going to have some special guests on that in the referee world. Although I'll tell you, last night after watching that darn, of course, it's basketball. How in the world that you can have video cameras and all that and still miss a call is beyond me. But yeah, Thursday we'll be there. That'll be a neat deal to be there.
We got the Zone at Guatney Chevy on Friday.
Yes, and so it's a and then next week is it next week? The week before July 4th, where we're on the road like 3 times.
That sounds right.
Yeah, and then Justin, I think I get it mixed up. Is Dewey Beats the end of this month or the end of next month?
I don't know, David. No, I don't know.
No week. It's the 30th of June. So we're gonna.
I get on a bus and I go to the stage when they tell me to.
That's about right.
Yeah, I love it when Justin told Miss Arkansas, he goes, all right, just said you've been in the state, just didn't want to come see any of my concerts. I've been around for 15
Clearly
years.
I'm not doing my job.
So Chuck, a very busy man that you are. Are you still playing the music too, man? Are you still doing?
Yeah.
You still bother
I have my church gig, Little Rock First Christian Church. If anybody's looking for a church
Oh,
home.
hey, listen. Are you in one of in church? Are you? Do you play your drums inside that little bubble?
No, I have electric drums so that I don't have to.
Wow, what is that? What is that? Is that for the climate?
we do have
volume control.
Oh, okay.
Since Justin wasn't on the show yesterday, and Chuck tries to listen, sometimes I'm slow in getting my information out. Roger, let's repeat for James' sake, and of course Chuck knows most of these. These are some of the things we've got coming up. We've got this. This is the Summer of Adventure. 2023. We've got the Badge Bowl set for July 6th.
Yes.
Head of the Arkansas State Police, Mike Hager. Chief of Police for Little Rock PD, Heath Helton. Patrick Thessing, Chief of Police North Little Rock PD, and Jeff Hager, Chief of Police in Sherwood.
So looking forward
They'll
to
be
that
going
one.
toe-to-toe in studio July 6th. Smack talking has already begun. Of course, we've all, Justin, you're more than welcome to do the EVOC. Were you on the show when we announced that last week about the EVOC?
No.
So we are one of our Summer of Adventure things is that Mike Hager called me, the head of state police, and they want to have us do the EVOC, which is the emergency vehicle operations course over in Jacksonville, and or is it Jacksonville, and so that's what they do, high speed chases where they practice
high speed pursuit.
So we would be both the chasee and the chaser. And so anyway, it's gonna be really cool. They do videos of it and all that. So that's one of the things we're gonna be doing.
Oh,
you're more than welcome to participate in that, Justin, if you'd like
how
to.
fun would that be on video?
We're also
That would be fun.
we're also gonna start a new summer contest. We're gonna start. It's called Hanging with Mayhem. And so it'll probably start next week. I'll give you all the information. We'll see if somebody wants to be a sponsor of it.
I think we get a hold of the insurance company that does the Mayhem commercials. If there's an insurance company out there that would like to sponsor that one, I think you can be anybody you want. But
Each week, we're gonna have one listener come up to
the video.
Each week, we're gonna have a listener come up to the to the studio, hang out for an hour.
He didn't even respond to it.
So that's Hanging with Mayhem. That's coming up. We got the Razorback Song Contest in early August, like we did last year. And yesterday, Justin, we had on was it Kathy Roger?
Yeah.
That's why we cheer, and we had Denaro.
Spent 18 years in prison for a murder he did not commit.
We played your song, his song rather, that you thought was really, really good last year.
Yeah. I remember it.
It's just about kick it.
So kick it. So anybody who wants to do those, that's coming up in early August. There's a big pickleball announcement tournament coming up. We don't have all the final details, but that's going to be amazing when that thing's announced. I wouldn't be surprised if Justin Moore's dad, Tommy Ray, may want to try to get in there.
He can't stand up right now.
Oh, he can't? What's the matter?
He's excited.
I thought he was injured. No, I got
The
you.
announcement.
Yeah, I know. Very nice. Then the other thing, we have to set the date. Kate's listening right now. We're going to do a bucket party at Moore's house. And so here's the deal. It can either be me and
I'll be on the road, but you guys, come on.
Come on.
We'll sleep over in the what do you call the
bunkhouse. We want south is what do you call it? Bouncy house slide thing there. We want that.
Yep.
Yeah, we want to. We what we'll do? We'll sleep over in the
in the master bed.
What he's got?
No,
bunkhouse.
No,
what do you call it?
Bunkhouse.
Bunkhouse.
I said that.
And it's not. I don't look at it as a bunkhouse.
Well, it's called a guest house.
It's a guy.
It's the other mansion.
It's the guy. It's
Pool house.
but not the pool house. It's the
No.
the man pad.
It's I don't know. It's the
man pad. Man cave.
And what goes on in there stays in there.
David said set the
Man
date.
pad. Man pad. Sounds wrong.
Yeah. Man pad. You know what?
Offer Roger a man pad.
Yes. So we'll come over there. We'll spend the night in the man pad, man cave, and then we'll get to the.
Thanks for asking.
No.
Come on. What do you want?
So you and Kevin cook dinner for him?
Yeah, it'll be great.
We want to go shopping with Ken.
And then listen, and then get up and do the show the next morning.
No,
and
we
the,
exactly. Is something else. I don't know. Don't
Well,
care.
we're going to keep one of Randy's callers on the first.
Yeah, and when I got in here and I heard the phone because it was off the hook, and when I walked in, I go, "What? Somebody's talking." I heard somebody go, and then I was thinking, and I thought, "What is that?" And it was a caller still on.
Oh my Lord! Yeah, it is. Of course, you know, Chuck, you should have seen it. Kate made mention of it. She sent us a text this morning about you rolled out the carpet for your star stud son, South Moore. He had bouncy houses and all.
Man.
He had the baseball
fun.
field.
Incredible.
Set up there at Moore Mountain.
Oh yeah, we had the bouncy house stuff. We had a pool party. I made I put lines out, and we had a wiffle ball game and
Put lines out.
Played some basketball. It was good.
Listen, the swimming pool,
all sports.
What was great?
I
mentioned yesterday. I told the story about the Pullen tribe. And how you guys came out of the losers bracket to win the district championship. You had
how about that?
And then the team that you had to play, you had to beat them twice.
They actually beat us 5-2 on Tuesday to put us in the losers bracket, and then we come back and beat them, I think 10-9 and 11-5.
Well, you got to tell the story though. But
you got offense going.
You had to beat him twice in a row to win it all. And when it was time for South to come up, he had to get you to the championship game. What did you tell?
He just happened to be the one up. If you got a hit, the winning run would come in, and so their catcher got hurt, and so I'm bent down beside him, and I go, "Hey, look, if you get a hit right here, we get to go play for a championship." You know that big. I showed him the two trophies. There was one big one and one smaller one. I said, "Which one do you want?" He said, "I want the big one." I go, "Well, if you get a hit right here, we get to play for a championship and that trophy." He goes, "Oh, that's easy, Dad."
And he did it. He delivered. He did.
About it.
And there's a picture of we all saw
our boys played really good.
Yeah,
it was fun.
And that picture, Raj, of South and Justin, he's got his little hand on Justin's shoulder, and it's just so cute. It's yeah, you know, we were talking about all your number ones and all that for those kind of moments. That those are the ones that that you'll remember the rest of your life, not those number ones. Obviously, number one
Yeah,
paid the bill, but it was really special.
Yeah, it was a lot of fun. It was, you know, I've always coached softball, so this is my first time to get to coach baseball, and so it was fun.
I was just sitting there thinking what Baz is thinking you're going to be doing while you're sitting in your chair. You know, you're sitting in your puddle of your own urine. You don't remember your own number ones or something.
Hey, how about this? About 11 o'clock over at Dustin. Hey, Justin, I can't find a Diet Coke. Can you tell me?
Hey, you're out of tequila.
That is so much more.
Oh,
the thing is, you say to him as you go, how in the hell did you get in this room? Your hand.
All right.
Oh my God.
8:49 here.
You know what?
Mayhem.
You're ridiculous. No, you're not. I love your mother.
and shove it.
I ain't
Working here no more. Speaking of David Allen Coe.
And run left and took all the reason I was a working for. Hit it. You better not try and stand in my way, because I'm a walk. You know, he'd kill a man.
He's 83 now.
Well, I'm talking about Johnny Paycheck. He was a bad man. He spent a couple of weeks in jail. Excuse me, prison.
I meant
didn't David Allen Coe write that song?
That's what I meant when I said 83.
Yeah,
I was talking about David Allen Coe. Boy, I tell you, you're right, Justin. I just saw another picture of him. He is
it's wizard. You're right.
Weird looking dude. Wow. Holy cow.
He's he's something else.
He's an interesting character. A couple of messages here on our first Arkansas Bank Address text line. Says I saw JM when he opened for Miranda Lambert, and he was much better than her. All right. Nice.
Wow, I don't know about that.
Well, Bass has really slowed down. He didn't ask Miss Arkansas about her love life yet. That's from Greg. You know, I normally do, but you know what, Justin? She didn't want me to.
Well, it's not something they can talk about.
Well, she didn't want me to bring it. I think she'd have been fine, but
honestly though, I think
so. It's not that you didn't want to be unprofessional. It was the fact that she chose for you not to do that.
Yeah, I could have I could have asked her, but she said that the challenges of dating are really, for Miss Arkansas over the years, have been really tough for any girl who is a state rep representing their state, because you're so busy every day.
I'm sure. Yeah, they're all over the place.
Yeah.
I'm sure it's incredibly
difficult,
rewarding. But I mean, they're super busy for that year. My wife was not competing in pageants, but she was in the pageant system a little bit, as far as like running one for a while. And, it's all that goes into that is a lot more than I ever knew.
Right. Oh yeah. I mean, what the sacrifice those girls make over the years. I mean, she's been in the system. Corey was 16 years of doing those pageants, and oftentimes never coming in the top 5. I don't think she had a top 5 finish in any of them until this year, in all the years. So that's really amazing. Here's one that says, I bet you could throw a football over a mountain just like Uncle Rico in the movie Napoleon Dynamite.
You're damn right I can.
Here's one.
I don't want this to be misconstrued. I'm not saying I'm going to go out there and do it, but to think that it can't be done
I'm
is a little silly.
I understand.
330 is not that. It's not like you got to hit it over a mountain.
Relatively far, but it's not
what did
that
Schaefer
far.
say?
It's people who haven't played
you don't
the game.
really have to worry about doing it if you think you
Oh,
can.
how about that? We got to get that clip.
What was that? How did he say?
He just said,
Rick was just talking.
We got to get that clip from Rick.
As long as you think you can, and you never have to do it, you've already done it.
That's
the hell does
he
that
was
mean?
talking down.
I think he was condescending.
He was.
It totally. Let me tell you something.
And
As someone,
I think of him as like some crazy old uncle that I have so much respect for.
Yes.
And I hate going back at him, but I stand my ground.
You do.
It's someone
for
who
people who haven't
condescends
played.
to a lot of people and have been talked down to. That's what that was.
It's people who haven't played the game think that's impossible. People who played the game know that you could do it.
I get it. I mean, they hear like minor major league ballpark.
Yeah.
But when you actually look at it and think
I saw an armless man swing a golf club. My internet clips.
Morning Mayhem assembled. Fully
Streaming. The internet clips. You give me those yet? Any of those?
No, I can't access the wall in here, sadly.
Say again?
The wall, I can't access your wall in here. It's a whole problem we're having.
You can't access stuff in there?
The wall. We can't pull up walls in here. I'll tell you later.
Roger, did you find Bobby Freeman in the system or no? Do you want to know?
No, I didn't see it. No, I can look him up on the computer, but I didn't see that song. Why don't you give us a song again? We'll sing it.
Do you want to dance? You've heard of that
Do
one?
you
Just
want to
wanna
dance and hold my hand, baby? Do you want to dance?
Yeah,
I don't recognize it. That version.
It's back in the 60s. Back in the 60s. He's having a birthday today. The great Paul Lynde was a little bit before your time, Justin, but was on all the Hollywood Squares, Love American Style. He was funny. What's the best way to describe him, Roger?
He was flamboyant.
Yes, flamboyant.
He wore an ascot and looked good at it. He was Uncle Arthur on Bewitched. He also played Anne Margaret's daddy in what was that movie that was based on Elvis Presley, where she won a contest and the guy was the singer. What was the name of that movie?
I don't know, but I forgot he was in Bewitched. I forgot about that.
He was Uncle Arthur.
That's right.
That's how you know him, baby boy.
And also the birthday of Red Grange.
Red Grange.
Give me the nickname, Justin, for Red Grange.
I don't know.
Josh, you got a shot. You got a shot at this one.
No idea.
So let me just tell you,
Give you a hint.
Red Grange is one of the great. He basically made the NFL. He came out of Illinois as one of the great running backs out of college, and so they basically what do you call it?
GG. His initials were GG.
Barnstorming tour, and the NFL used him. Who was the owner of the Chicago Bears? The name of the great owner?
Sure, Hollis.
Yes, and so they were smart enough to use him, and they took him around the country and beat him up. But he really put the NFL on the map. But he was out of another great running back out of Illinois. But he was the galloping ghost. The galloping ghost. If you look at his numbers are so unbelievably gaudy. He was sort of ahead of his time. He was really fast.
Did you say Iowa?
Illinois.
Yeah, I'm sorry.
Yeah, he's extremely fast for back then. But man, his numbers. I think he had like one game. I think he had like 3 or 4 kickoff return for touchdowns. And anyway, he was the first guy that the NFL he made because the college game was bigger. The college game was bigger than the NFL when it started. Mm-hmm. Anyway, right. So he's having it's his birthday today. Tim Allen. Yeah. I never watched an episode of Home Improvement. Never did.
Really?
Was that a good show?
It was huge when I was growing up. Yeah. It was a big show.
Yeah.
So, I mean, I liked it, but I don't know if that means it was really good, but I think it was pretty good.
Who was the guy on the other side of the fence they never showed? What was his name?
He was Al on the show.
Okay.
And then he did, after that, he did some commercials for something that.
No, Al wasn't the guy behind the fence. Al was his partner.
Oh, I'm sorry. I'm sorry. Yeah, Wilson.
And Pamela Anderson was on that show too, right? Wasn't she there?
Yeah.
I didn't watch it either. But
Pam Anderson, and then she was the first. Like they had a female on their pretend
TV show.
Tool Time was the TV show.
Gotcha.
And then after that, it was another one that was Deborah Allen, maybe.
Let's see. One guy says Home Improvement is great, wholesome, full of life lessons. And David, did you say Sauce Squatch?
Sasquatch.
He said Sasquatch.
He just said Sasquatch.
I almost called. I let it go, and I shouldn't have. So I thank you.
You can't let it go.
Thank you to the listener who just sent that in because I should not have let that go. That was my fault.
Here's Sasquatch.
No, that's not better.
Say Sasquatch.
That's not better than ManPad.
Well, no, nothing's better than ManPad. ManPad may get us some more listeners.
Crazy. Hey, I'm going to hang it Justin Moore's ManPad.
What beer are you drinking in ManPad? What I want to know.
I don't know, but I bet it's a light one.
Sasquatch.
Roger, what would Richard Thomas, who's having a birthday, is his greatest line in TV history?
Well, it's
actually directed towards him, I guess. Right?
Yeah. There's two things. Richard Thomas played a weird dude. He played the father of the wife in Ozark, which was unbelievable. Unbelievable. He also played Hank Williams Jr. in the story about Hank Williams Jr. the movie about Hank. Richard Thomas did, but of course we know him as John Boy. At the end of the show, they would say, Good night, John Boy.
Good night, John. Did you ever watch any of those? Those are way before your time, Justin.
I didn't.
Those were wholesome shows.
But yeah,
Listen,
I never did.
Sunday night, Roger, that would be on. I'd never watch it. It was
too wholesome.
Yeah, it's too wholesome. Yeah.
Because the chicks were wearing all their clothes from neck to feet.
What
You
about
didn't want that? Did
What
you?
about Ali Sheedy? Ali Sheedy.
I liked Ali Sheedy.
Yeah.
I thought she was smoking a weird way.
Yeah, Breakfast Club, St. Elmo's Fire. She was out there for a while. Hannah Storm's birthday today,
how about
Roger.
that?
She's a year younger than us.
Is she?
Yeah, she's still on the air. She does a great job. What do you think about her, Justin?
I like her a lot.
Chris Evans. Tell me something unique that Chris. Don't blur it, Roger, because I know you know it. Justin Moore. Tell me something unique about Chris Evans in the superhero world.
He's Captain America, right?
And
unique.
And I said one of the few actors who's played more than one superhero on the big screen.
In that movie?
No, he's big Captain America, but he was something before Captain America.
He's more known for Captain America.
661-1037. Do we have a prize to give away, Josh, at all?
We sure do.
No, we don't.
Date with Josh. Josh, we're going to find out more about
a date
that.
with Josh. And then Grandma's here. 661-1037. People forget this, and I thought he was pretty good in this role. I love this comic book. I like they've had different.
Is it Marvel?
It is.
Oh, somebody's saying it on here.
Yeah, and I'll tell you, I love this Marvel group, and the more they make of them, the better. I love them all.
Which was he? Was he Stretch Armstrong?
Nope. That gives it away. He was part of the.
Totally confused.
Okay, Roger, get line one. That's okay. Some people don't know that. Good morning, caller. What's the answer? Hello, you're on the air.
Caller, that's you.
You know
That's
yeah,
you.
it's you. Go ahead.
Yeah, when people say hello, even if you're calling a radio station, you have to answer.
Yeah.
Sir, hello,
In his
sir.
defense, he was talking to me a second ago.
What's he doing, man?
Well, he's probably confused.
Yes, he was Johnny Storm, the Human Torch of Fantastic Four. So you have Stretch Guy.
I never knew that.
Yeah, you got Thing.
I haven't seen those.
Can you be both Johnny Storm and the Human Torch?
Well, it's the same thing.
Oh, so Johnny Storm is a dude.
Yeah, and he turns into fire. He flies around and he's on fire.
Nice.
Yeah. And
nice.
And there's a great one, The Rise of the Silver Surfer, that Fantastic Four. It's a great flick. And you know who?
So does that bother you that he's been two in the same?
But you know
universe?
what?
I don't think the
Flame
Fantastic
guy.
Four though is in the same.
Yeah, that's the Justin. Yeah, that's the point. He's so big and good as Captain America that nobody gives a rat's about the Fantastic Four. Now, I will tell you, Jessica Alba was the female in Fantastic Four. She was outstanding. They made a couple. Like I said, there's
such a pig. God,
I love that you go to her acting. She's so great in that role.
Absolutely. What a punk. I mean, she is amazing in the way she acts in that outfit.
Like she was made for that uniform.
The other thing is Ned Beatty died on this day in 2021. And Justin, extra credit for you if you can give me his first role, which was about as significant a role as you can play in a significant movie that you can have to start your movie career with. I'll give you this. It was a very unpleasant scene.
Deliverance.
That's good job, JM. That's exactly right.
You know, Ned Beatty went on to have a marvelous career in
He
acting,
did.
and rightly so. On the other hand,
Wow. Mark the tape on that one. Good Lord.
and the other dude that did that assaulted him, he's only been in 3 other roles, and I think they were all very creepy.
Yeah, that was that.
You got to do like they said in Tropic Stunt. You don't go full freak like that. You just can't.
Justin, Roger, and I know that was Ned Beatty's first, my friend.
He gave it up.
First movie role, and it's one of the most disturbing. Josh, have you seen it before?
No, I have not.
It is. It's a great movie. It's sort of.
I
disturbing.
almost want to tell you don't.
Wait, you mean
watch
Deliverance?
it,
Yeah.
but-
Oh, yeah. I mean, like I'm staying away on purpose from that.
Hush,
Why?
Justin. Hush.
Why?
Justin.
Well, everybody
But
says
you-
don't
you-
see
you-
it. It's like
Everybody's
scarring.
got to see it.
Who's
but
everybody
it's-
tells you not to see that?
Everybody says the movie's scarring. It sounds like it's pretty much.
No, it's.
I'm telling you right now. I don't know.
I think it's a great movie. It's a disturbing movie, but it's a great movie.
Well, first of all, you're great movies. I'm already suspect on that.
Back
You
off.
told me
Fantastic Four, what a
You told me
film.
Shooter was a great movie.
If you're a man,
You'll be uncomfortable the whole time you're watching it, but you gotta see it just to
Justin,
to
hold
say
on.
you've seen
Is
it.
that movie set in Arkansas?
No.
His name is Josh Neighbors.
It's Virginia. I think it's in the Virginias, as a matter of fact.
not my Virginia.
Wow. Just labeled everybody.
Justin, one more time. Just one more time. Could you?
I'll not be able to sing this weekend.
No,
but,
I know,
there you go.
That's all right. But you know what? I'm rethinking Man Pad.
It is one of the most disturbing scenes, but he goes on to have a great career. Burt Reynolds was in that movie.
Burt Reynolds was not even top billing.
Tommy Lee Jones?
No,
John Voight.
John Voight.
John Voight had top
John
billing.
Voight.
What was the other guy?
Ronnie Shell. No, Ronnie.
The end of that
What is
movie.
Ronnie's last name?
J.D. Shellnut.
No, he's a sheriff.
I'm telling you, when you get to the end of that
Ronnie,
movie,
what's his name?
when you get to the end of that movie,
I'm not listening.
it is just
Ronnie Cox.
Ronnie Cox, thank you. You feel like you've been through, and then of course at the very end, there's a little twist there at the end. It's suspenseful, man. Yeah, it is suspenseful. And Burt Reynolds, that was a big role for him. And then he casted him in a couple more movies, like what, Gator, right, Roger?
Well, become friends. I think in a lot of those cases, him, Burt Reynolds, Clint Eastwood, John Wayne, a lot of those guys, sort of like Clooney and them. They all have their group of friends.
Christian Weaver tells us it's in Georgia, is where it's set.
Okay.
It's in Georgia.
Let me tell you this, Roger. I'm going to use the word great. Let me tell you, Ed Ned Beatty was great in The Shooter as is a hateable.
I don't want to hear it.
Have you seen The Shooter, Justin?
Yes, he's seen it.
Oh yeah, with
it's a great guy movie.
It's not. No,
Wahlberg.
Yeah, it's a great guy movie. It's a great guy. Matter of fact, who was a not country music? Who was a rock and roll star that's in that movie?
Which one?
From Arkansas. Justin, he's the sharpshooter.
He's dead now.
He's dead now. Just died.
Yeah,
from Arkansas.
from the band.
From the band.
From Turkey Scratch. From Turkey Scratch, Arkansas. From the band.
The Shooter.
Levon Helm.
Levon Helm.
Shooter.
Yeah, Levon Helm, Justin, in the movie Shooter, when Mark Wahlberg goes to find out who's duping him.
It's not a great movie.
It's a great movie.
It's not great.
That's why
it's not great.
I don't remember Levon Helm being in there.
Okay, hold on. He's the guy, Justin, that when Mark Wahlberg goes to try to figure out who duped him.
And I don't think it's the Shooter. I think it's just Shooter.
It is. It's Shooter.
Pat's the Shooter.
Yeah, Pat's the Shooter. But you know what, Justin? Because you know what, you think of him, the dude is an actor. I didn't realize who he was either, because he did such a good job in his one scene.
He's an excellent actor.
He was great.
Yeah,
but it's not.
You hear the word great.
But Levon Helm's great now, and I agree with it. I think he's wonderful.
Is there a better name in a movie than Jack Lee Swagger or Bob Lee Swagger?
You think it's a great movie?
Shooter's an awesome movie.
You don't like movies if they're black and white. I don't get you if they're classics.
Well,
but it's not a great. But it doesn't matter. So do you not care about Abraham Lincoln because you weren't born when he was there? You don't like Abraham Lincoln because he was a Republican. That's terrible of you. And you know what? And if you don't like a movie because it's black and white, that's ridiculous. Then you know what? Don't read a book that have been written before Dr. Seuss.
It's harder to follow.
No, it's not. It's a movie. What do you want? I mean, it's terrible. You know, that's why your day only lasts an hour and a half. Read a book.
Whoa!
Now, you know what? Maybe she likes a romantic movie. Maybe she does. Maybe she does.
Black and white.
Well, you know, did the other girlfriend like black and white movies?
Oh, she wouldn't watch anything before.
Where is she now?
By the way,
so did y'all discuss the date?
No, I was just.
How did you
how'd it go?
How did she
inquire her about town?
How did she take it when you said you love her?
It was fun. It was a nice. It was like an hour and a half long dinner date.
But date number 2
sounds great.
Yeah, honestly, for me it was great because I had to come home and do work afterwards, so it was good.
Do you think she's listening today?
She is. Yeah, she told me she was. Yeah.
Okay. Do we need to say anything?
So
special?
where'd y'all go eat?
Yeah.
Well, so we're gonna go to the Fold.
Yeah,
the Fold's actually closed on Mondays. Did not realize that.
Yeah.
So
I trust it was Dutch.
No,
you paid for it.
Yes, I did. I paid.
You did.
Yes.
For dinner,
wow.
Graham, has he been giving you? Has he been asking for any advice from you, our 21-year-old intern? Graham, you want to give him some help
for dating?
Yeah.
I'm not asking the 21-year-old intern for dating advice.
There's not that much difference in age, my friend.
My God.
And plus, she's a female. She could give you some good
She's a
advice.
woman.
Your
Yeah,
mother
she
and I
is.
both asked you about your clothes.
Also,
Josh says she's a woman.
she's a woman. You called Miss Arkansas a female, and you also called Jessica Alba.
That's what they
female.
are.
I don't understand.
That's what
When
they
did,
are.
when did that become
What's
a problem?
wrong with female?
I don't understand.
So
Because somebody else even wrote on here, would y'all please quit calling her a female and say woman? When did that become a problem?
Better. It's like somebody.
When did that, I'm asking you a question. When did that?
Josh, get the hell out of here.
No, I'm not even kidding. When did that become offensive by calling them a female? Because by
Never.
the way, that's not
Forever.
Well, you did too. Then why not call it?
He's not saying it's offensive. He said he thinks it just
Well,
sounds
if it
better.
doesn't sound better, what does that mean? Does that mean it sounds offensive?
No.
Does it sound trashy?
No, it doesn't.
It's not disrespectful.
Well, it is more
She's a
respectful to say
female.
woman.
You're an idiot.
Well, he just thinks the term. Like, we could apply a term to anybody. For some reason, he feels, and maybe there's others who feel like
there are somebody on here said it, but what I'm saying is, I am not purposely offensive. Well, I take that back. On a few things, I am. Few people.
Well, you
but
just,
but I don't understand that.
Yeah, well, I mean, listen.
I've never gotten that. Something just goes right over my. I'm not get off my lawn guy unless you let your dog take a crap on it. That's when I say get off my lawn. Other than that, I'm here. Live and be free. If you want to be whatever you want to be, but don't make me have to.
He thinks saying woman sounds a little bit more appropriate than female. Like we're signing.
You need to
male,
live a
female.
little and take off those socks. Maybe if you let your feet breathe, you might have. But what do you? Do you?
No, I don't. That's why I'm the one. I'm
You know who I
the guilty
listen-
party.
You
I'm
know
the
who I
one who
listen.
said-
You know who I listen to? That I'll listen
He
to your
does this all the
mom.
time to me,
I'll
which
listen
is
to
okay.
Jessica. I'll listen to Samantha. My daughter, on the other hand, listen. She and I clash on things like that. But I don't think. I just don't know when these things have become wrong.
I'm not saying it's wrong. I'm saying it's
Never!
more respectful.
I disagree. We agree to disagree.
Here's
I'm
one
sorry.
for you. Here we go.
And guess
I
what?
tell you what's offensive is that Mets shirt.
Oh yeah, bro. Well, the Braves are ass right now, so I can't wait.
I like what Graham's wearing there. That's Ribby. Did you know her name is Ribby? You didn't know that? Yes, that's Ribby. I like that logo.
Does the Hog have a different name for baseball?
It does. The mascot they do. Yes. All right, Roger. This is for Justin. On this day in 1789, Miss Alexander Hamilton served a new dessert treat to General George Washington. The highlight of the dinner party was blank. And tell me what dessert that was.
It was apple pie. Everybody knows that.
What female did this?
Mrs. Alexander Hamilton.
Alexander. She was the inspiration for the movie Help. She served him a big old pile of crap pie.
In 1789, this was a new dessert treat. It was ice cream. It was ice cream. Yes. Yeah. I thought maybe. I mean, I didn't really think when ice cream really came out. Hey, did you see where Treat Williams was killed in a motorcycle accident?
Unbelievable.
Do you know? Google him real quick, Justin. See if you recognize his face.
What was the first name?
Treat. Treat. Treat Williams. He was 71. Roger. He'd been in a lot of different. What do you think most people know him as? Blue Bloods. Chicago Fire.
No, I really couldn't tell you. The first time I ever saw him in a movie, I think he played the lead in the guy who jumped out of the airplane and disappeared with all the
is that
money.
right?
What was the name of that guy?
Yeah, but he's
that's the first time I ever saw him. I don't know. Good looking dude.
Yeah, he's good looking dude. I never really connected with him either. But yeah, I tell you, man, you get hit.
I don't recognize him.
If you're on a motorcycle and you get hit, your odds are not in your favor. And he's 71 years old. He got hit on his motorcycle, and he is now deceased. I wanted to mention to Justin, because I can't remember if we got Justin on this conversation or not. Pat Sajak retiring. 41 years he's been doing this, Justin. 41 years on Wheel of Fortune. Do your parents ever watch
Did you
that?
just say Wool of Fortune?
Wheel of Fortune.
Kate and I were talking about it last night because we watch it just about every night. I don't know about my parents, but
you do. How about
she
that?
and I watch it about every night. So it's and we were having the conversation like, what's Vanna going to do? I mean, you would think she would go out with him.
I would.
You know,
I would.
I mean,
she's making $7.5 million a year for standing next to some numbers.
For her when she tried to when you got sick
letters, but
letters. I'm sorry. Yes, yes, letters and numbers. We were talking earlier. Have you ever seen any of the videos where people have it's almost basically spelled out except for one letter and they still miss it?
Yes. So my financial advisor, who I'm great friends with, he was on the show 20 years ago or something, and he had that situation twice, and he's a very, very bright guy, and we've actually watched the episode with him, And I'm like, no, you're making this up. He
No,
showed us the episode.
I know.
He had that exact scenario twice in the same show. Had he won both of them, and they were super obvious. It was like one letter left, and he would have been in the
it's
final
brutal.
or
It's
whatever.
brutal. Yes.
Whatever it's called, where they, you win all the prize money at the end. But anyway, yeah, it's hard to watch.
It is.
At times,
It is.
You're going, how do you not know this? But it's like, I used to text you guys before I was on the show, and I'm like, how do y'all not know this? It's blah 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 blah. When you you're on the under the gun or whatever, it's a different ballgame.
That's right. And then a lot of times I didn't realize this too. If you pronounce it just a little bit wrong, they cancel you. In other words, if you don't say it right, I've seen video of that where they buzz them if you don't say the name as the way, whatever it is supposed to be. So
right.
But he's been. I wonder how many games he's probably.
You mean like woman and female?
I wonder how many shows he's done, Roger, over 41 years.
Well, they do what, 5
a day?
A week.
They get it all done in like a month.
Yeah, they get it done in a hurry, man.
Right.
I'll tell you. And I'll tell you, that show, I'll promise you, it's not even close. It is in the B's, not M's, the billions on how much money that show has generated nationally, internationally, local. Channel 7 has listen, Channel 7 has made gazillions off of that because it's been a staple. Just like, listen,
it's one of the highest watched, so the advertising dollars.
That's what I'm saying. Yeah. So Tommy and Karen would watch it every day, and just like you and Kate, it is a. And then that time slot, people are used to it, but it's made a ton of money.
You know here's why I believe it's been successful. Like, I don't watch Jeopardy because I can watch the entire show and maybe get one right.
Yes.
You feel smart when you watch Wheel of Fortune because everybody can play.
Yes.
I mean, I'm being serious. Like, everybody can play and feel like they're involved.
That's right. That's exactly right. Simple.
So, yeah.
Yeah, there's no question. It's Roger, you talked about it. It's based off Hangman, basically. And it's a show that it doesn't matter how old you are, you got a shot at getting it right too. So yeah, I don't know who was it.
I mean, I play, like, my kids can watch it with me, and we can compete against each other.
Roger,
and I'll dominate them.
Who was the person behind that?
Dingers.
Yeah. Who was the who created that show?
Marv.
Was it Marv?
Marv Albert.
Not Marv Albert.
Marv Levy.
Marv Levy.
Marvin
Hagler.
Marvin Harrison.
Merv Griffin. Merv Griffin made some of the most the biggest game shows that made more money than anybody. Roger,
Marvin the Martian.
Roger, if you feeling what you guys? Is anything going on here?
No, I'm just trying to chill out a minute. I need let me chill out.
It's blood pressure went up a second ago.
My blood pressure went up.
I'm
sitting there going, Jiminy Christmas.
Hey, listen. That's why. Listen,
I make no apologies for my medication.
Let's say you got medication to have to calm down.
I'm sitting there going, you got this going on in here. You got you over here trying to explain to me about why you're saying the things that he disagrees with, but you'll keep saying them. I'm listening to
Justin. Exactly right,
Justin.
Yeah. The one thing that Josh is going to learn that is often
is this feeling anymore. Sorry,
no, please don't. Please keep going.
Go ahead, Vegas. Listen, when you start singing, we all shut up.
No, sorry, I zoned out for a minute. I was listening. Well, there's music in the background. That's all I can listen to.
That's right, brother. I'm just doing
instead of your constant stream of nonsense, Basil.
I forgot what I was going to say now, so let's just go to break. Justin, we talked about this earlier in the show before you hopped on. Some similarities to what happened against Arkansas and Oregon State. The difference was Texas never found the ball. At least Arkansas got to the ball and then just couldn't decide who needed to catch it. They didn't come close to the ball. I guess you've seen the video, right? Justin going once. Did we lose Justin? Justin going twice. Let's look at the tape and see if he said, I'm going to the bathroom. No, I don't see him. For those who missed it, that was a pop-up that Texas should have caught to extend play against Stanford. It drops in the middle of the infield. I guess lights got in the way of the
it looked dark. I mean, it was just
like a dark spot.
Well, what I had looked dark, so maybe there was no light to be able to see that. But
and you said, Josh, that is something that's happened before at Stanford Field.
Yeah, Kendall Rogers says that at twilight, and it does look very dark. Rogers correct, but at twilight, what happens is it's tough to see. And Texas A&M last weekend in their the regional at Stanford had the same exact problem, and Stanford scored multiple runs off that happening.
So Texas is out. Stanford's in. Tennessee.
Yes.
There it is. Yeah, that's what we were just talking about. Did you see the play, Justin, about how it drops in there?
No, I did not.
Yeah, you ought to look at it. It's brutal. If you're Texas, it's a terrible way to lose. A pop-up that should have been the third out. Nobody's close to it. It looks like I think the shortstop.
Yeah, we know nothing about that.
I know. That's what we were talking about that. So as painful as that is to the Tennessee advances, they beat Southern Miss. You got
now that makes me want to vomit. I can't stand.
So tell me this, Justin. You got Stanford, Tennessee, Florida, TCU, Wake Forest, Virginia, Oral Roberts, and LSU. Do you think it's going to be an SEC finish? You think TCU, Wake Forest? Listen, Wake Forest is the real deal, man. At least
Wake Forest has really, really good pitching. Maybe the best I've seen. LSU's number one guy, Skeens, is really, really, really good, and they can hit the ball.
TCU's been hot.
I think it's open. Yeah. I mean, I don't even know how Tennessee made it. They were just kind of so all year, but
we swept them at home.
I can't stand Vitello or Tennessee as a program. Just they're just so bush league.
Did you see what I just sent you?
They play baseball. No, I didn't. But apparently they're hot right now. Once we got beat out, I haven't watched anything. I don't care about it. I don't want to hear about it. That's just kind of the way I handle things.
Sure.
But TCU is as hot as anybody in the country, and look at their pitcher. Just so bush league.
Wake Forest,
act like you've been there.
Yeah, that's the.
But I guess they haven't.
Yeah,
so.
That's it. I don't know why he was. There was nobody on when he got that strikeout. It's a guy from Tennessee that is going crazy over his 102 mile an hour.
Yeah, it's 4-0 in the second. Or 7. I mean, it's not that big of a deal.
Wake Forest had 9 home runs against Alabama when they beat them the 22-5. 9 home runs. I've been paying.
Terry might fire me, by the way. Who else did you mention? Wake Forest, I think, is really good. I said they got really good pitching. LSU's really good.
Oral Roberts? That'd be a fun story if they.
That would be fun. Yeah.
I'm gonna try to get Richard Brothers on tomorrow. His son is playing for Oral Roberts, and what a super regional those guys had out there. Did you watch any of the NBA Nuggets and Heat?
No, I didn't. We actually last night we were all home, which is kind of rare, and we watched a movie that we've been wanting to watch for years. We watched Avatar for the first time.
What'd you think?
I thought it was really good. Have you guys seen it?
Yeah, I've seen it about 25 times.
Oh, okay. So you like it?
Yeah. Well, when it came out, Raj, it was cutting edge. What's the guy's name? Who was the producer for it?
Cameron.
Cameron. That's it. Cameron.
Cameron.
Yeah. I watched the second one. The second one is sort of repeating the first one, but back then,
yeah, we're in the middle of the second one right now. We haven't watched all of it. We started it last night too, but didn't get finished with it.
I tell you what's amazing. I watched that first one, Raj, at the what do you call it? IMAX.
I bet that was awesome.
When that technology came out, we had not seen anything like that. And he had been working on that technology. Of course, he's the same guy who did Arnold and Terminator and all that kind of stuff. He did Titanic,
Terminator.
Yeah. And it was, the second was a little bit like the first, but I tell you that technology, it's they do all the acting with the little dots on them, and and then the water.
You know what? You know what's Kate and I were talking about it the first one came out in 2009, and then the second one didn't come out until 22. So you think about the advancements in what they could do. That's quite a few years as far as the technology stuff goes, and so we really enjoyed it. It was good.
I was going to ask, I think I know the answer for Roger. Today is National Sewing Machine Day. Has any of you guys ever sewn anything? Of course, Geppetto does it by hand for the most. Our Geppetto by hand. Have you ever?
I don't take offense to that.
Have you used a sewing machine, Raj?
I have.
What have you put together? Anything in particular?
Dog clothes.
And you're not joking, are you?
Why would I lie?
You're not
about
joking.
that?
He's
Why
not
would I lie
joking.
about that?
We used to do our GI Joes. So we used to get
Listen,
I didn't
you
do
give me
sewing
a pair
machine,
of
but
electric scissors and a sewing machine, I'll whip your ass.
Justin, have you ever did anything on a sewing
Well, you
machine?
know what? We need to have a sewing machine contest.
I used one in home ec when I was in senior high. We had to make
Home
a
ec
pillow.
is so great.
I'll never forget. I made a blue pillow, and my dog at the time peed on it, so I had to throw it away. But I got an A. But outside of that, I have never used a sewing machine. But I have sewn by hand a number of times, like to put a button on or.
Look at you.
My jeans rip. I'll sew them up by hand.
Wow, that's impressive.
Now I can't stand up.
Yeah, I was about to say you didn't ask Kate to do that for you.
No,
Wow.
no. I mean, like if I'm on the road, I've had my guys go get me a little sewing kit so I can.
Wow.
Sew up.
Is that your roadie? Is that your roadie you're talking
Yeah,
about?
my roadie.
What's his name?
Bert. That's my Bert. That's just my roadie Bert.
Roger, that's
Oh my
that's
God,
he's a man after your own heart. He's like the Geppetto. Roger is our Geppetto.
Yeah, Geppetto.
You don't know how to sew?
I could try, but I know I can
No, because
fail.
only men don't sew. That's his thinking.
Let me tell you what. I made
So that's what he asked me. He said, when you talk to Mrs. America pageant, one of the questions you should ask him is how prolific they are in sewing, and could they make their own outfit?
Hey, males can also sew.
Let me tell you what, Hot
I
Shot.
wasn't gonna say it.
Let me tell you what.
Males?
I'm happy. Yeah, males.
Yeah.
I'm happy. Listen, I'll never forget the blue pillow story. I hope you know what. I hope you still have that blue pillow somewhere.
You had me at blue pill.
No, I throwed it out because my dog peed on
Oh,
it.
dadgummit. I made a robe when I was in junior high. I took.
God, how much fabric did that take?
I was thin.
Ow!
I was thin in junior high.
And he wore it backwards. And then years later, another guy took that idea and made it a snuggie.
Give me the fabric that you would use to do a robe. What's that fabric called?
Felt.
No,
felt,
no.
you freak.
Gosh, what is it?
No wonder the day ended.
Kate, what is it?
Terry
Terry
cloth.
cloth. Thank you,
there
Roger.
you go.
Let me tell you, I made a blue terry cloth robe. Because Justin, I'm like you. Home ec was so great because you got I got to cook and eat. That's why I did it. I got in there, got to cook and eat.
There were ladies in there too.
Yeah, and it was always laid back. So we had to sew, we had to cook. Is that it? Anything else we learned to do?
I think Rambo was in
And like
home ec.
some of them wasn't home ec, where some of them made you take the babies home.
Oh my gosh,
What?
you're right.
Was that home ec?
Had baby play, baby whatever. Had baby
what?
Whatever. I don't know. You play with babies.
No, we didn't call it baby play.
You
That's
shot
just
the
weird.
Cupids last night. That's what he said.
Yeah.
Take them home overnight.
Yes.
I don't think
Graham?
we did that. Baby play.
Did you stuff, Graham?
I did home ec my sophomore year of high school.
Yes.
I sewed my finger with the machine.
Oh wow, that you still got the scar for that,
He's a
don't you?
baby.
It wasn't like too bad, but like it wouldn't stop bleeding.
What else besides sewing? Did you do anything with babies?
Any baby play?
I didn't have to. But, like, some of my friends, whenever they did home ec, they had to like carry the baby
Yes.
around.
Yes.
And which was funny because like
Yes.
they're all dudes. They'd do like the
Yes.
pregnancy.
Oh my
weight
gosh.
on their
Fake
stomach.
pregnancy. Yeah.
I'm so glad we missed that when I was in school. Yes.
Did you?
Yes.
Did you miss it, or
Yeah,
you just not being
I
forthright?
regret that I regret that Justin doesn't have his blue pillow and I don't have my blue robe anymore because I was really impressed with my robe. I did like you. I did
boxing robe.
no. It's like coming out of the
Like
shower
a
robe.
bathrobe.
How
Yeah,
far down did it
bathrobe.
go? How
Yes.
far down did it go?
Knee.
Knee.
Yeah, I'm telling you,
Above or below?
You call it a bathrobe. He calls it a coming out of the shower robe.
I'm in the night doing that.
He had baby play.
Baby play. Yeah, I hope we got that marked.
Oh my God!
I'm not
You
sure
know
what else
what?
to cook.
Came out.
Did you cook anything, Justin, at Poe and Home?
You make baby food.
I think we did. Yeah, I think we did all that.
Yeah, that was the.
We made root beer. I remember that in the science
What?
class, but it
Oh, that's
fermented.
cool.
You made root beer.
Yeah.
Oh
but,
wow.
Fermented.
Weird.
And our
We made real beer.
and our teacher was like,
Poland.
"You guys should drink this."
Oh, no, what?
Oh my
It was
word!
What'd you say, Josh? He said what?
Our teacher was like drinking. She's like, "You gotta need to stop drinking this now. Like this is fermented."
Oh, it's not good.
No.
Yeah.
Well, no, it's alcoholic at that
No,
point.
that is that. No, that's great, Justin. That Poe and y'all do real beer out there.
We made Budweiser.
Now, boys, this right here,
Heavy.
it's
Bud heavy.
You're gonna need more hops in that one, Justin.
When do you go to New York for Fox and Friends? Is it Thursday?
I don't know. I think I leave Thursday.
So you'll be in studio there.
Is that Friday morning? Or
Yeah, I'll
is it,
be.
Have you been there before, Justin?
Yeah, to New York City.
Yeah. That building in particular.
Fox and
Yes,
Friends? Yeah.
yes.
Well, I'll be the only one that watches you on this show, Justin.
Yeah, can't say I'm gonna catch that one day.
Yeah, we've done that show probably I don't know 5-6 times.
I know.
but,
I saw every one of them.
I shall not be doing CNN, Josh.
Well, that's in Atlanta, Justin.
I'm kidding.
Well, listen, that's great.
No, we've done it a number of times.
All right, we'll come back and wrap things up here. It's 9:47 on Morning Mayhem. all the drama that we have to be subjected to by the 5 or 6 players in the NBA that are supposed to be the best. Love the fact that Joker, everybody's making fun of Joker. He doesn't know how to party. He doesn't know how to celebrate. Yeah, sorry. We're the champions. Congratulations to them. You know, Jessica, I mentioned Justin earlier in the show. She's in, of all the nights, she's in Denver. She's in downtown Denver last night on a business trip. And she goes, oh, my gosh.
Oh, wow.
Oh, she goes honking horns, the cars for hours. It was.
She never found a ticket.
She decided.
Didn't even attempt.
She knew that it was going to be impossible to get there.
I'm sure she, I hope her hotel was in a place where she got some sort
she was staying where the Heat was. The Heat was staying at her hotel. Yeah.
Gosh.
So anyway.
Well, then it was probably quiet.
Yeah. I told her, I said, listen, that city's going to stay up all night tonight. 47 years, first title, and good for them. So happy for them.
That's a great city, by the way. If y'all haven't visited Denver,
I haven't spent a lot of time there.
It's great.
Your man J.R. Runnels, J.R. the Handler, says we got to make biscuits in not homeroom, but what's it called? Home ec, rather. Yes. And so I remember biscuits too. That was sort of Roger. That was a sort of cool thing.
I'm trying to think what else we did. I don't think we made biscuits, but I'm trying to think. It was, I don't know what we cooked. We cooked something. I think they taught you even how to use a microwave.
They did. It was very helpful.
But I mean, it was I think it's a valuable thing.
I do too.
We should still do. And I'll tell you what else we learned in the 2nd grade, and they should still be teaching in school, in my opinion, is we learned how to balance a checkbook.
Yeah, I wish we'd have done that.
We literally had a checkbook, and they gave us
Great.
X amount of fake money, and you had to, buy groceries and do the. I mean that. And that was 2nd or 3rd grade, I think.
Yeah, that's a great thing to have. We didn't have that in our day.
2nd or 3rd grade, they're teaching you
It might not have been that young, but it was young. I know. Elementary school.
I mean, you're having kids by 7. I don't know.
Yeah.
Okay.
Yeah.
You're not married? You're 7.
What the garden for? Justin Akery joins us now. Good morning, Justin.
Hey guys, working cows,
working the fields.
Hey, well, you're a baby. You're still working the cow, and you're also feeding.
What's happening with the zone today?
Collection of great athleticism in the studio today. We actually have not one but 2 All-American high jumpers coming in today.
Yeah, that's right. You told us about that.
Yeah, Jonathan Jones from Little Rock and Caleb Snowden from UAPB are both going to be in, and they finished 10th and 11th respectively at the NCAA championships, which makes them All-Americans. So
right, outstanding.
Yeah, it's really a cool deal. Talk to them about kind of their path there, and Caleb's only a freshman, so he's got a long way to go in his career. Pat Bradley will join us in the 11 o'clock hour. Thanks to River City, Florida. We'll talk about the NBA Finals last night. Brian Hendrickson from McLeod's talking about what's happening outdoors. We got Joe Klein coming in a little bit later today. Special day because we're on the road tomorrow. As Chuck told you earlier, Bell and Sword getting you set for Father's Day. So Joe's coming in today, and he's also got his old buddy Scott Hastings, who is going to join us by phone, part of that Denver Nugget broadcast team, and we'll get his thoughts on the championship last night. And they're already starting to talk about the D word, and I do think it's a little bit premature. But that's fine.
Yeah.
The dynasty?
Yeah, that's right.
After winning
who's
one?
saying that?
That's what I said, Joseph.
Yeah, nobody's saying that, are they?
What?
On the team?
There was a ton of talk about it last night. There's a ton of talk about it today.
I wonder where
Mike Malone said, not one. We're going to win. We're trying to win a bunch.
But I think you could win more than one, not be a dynasty. I don't know if they got the dynasty deal, but I think
I
they
wonder
could win
which Christian would know this better than I would, certainly, than maybe anybody. I wonder where their contracts
Every
are.
key contributor is back next year.
Wow.
Yeah, listen, I like that's really the first time from start to finish I've liked. Listen, they're excellent. They're outstanding.
I usually don't get it right, but when I saw them play in the first round that they played in, which they might have got a bye, but I forget what seed they were. I was like, good Lord, they're gonna be tough to beat.
Yeah, I mean I don't know.
I love Joker. I love just how unconventional he is, and just he's
Yeah, he's
not flashy.
Pretty frustrated that they have to stick around until Thursday.
No. All right, Justin, good job. Roger Scott, excellent job. Josh, good job.
I know.
No, hey, great job, Arkansas today. Great to have Corey in. Yeah, outstanding stuff. All right, Zone's up next.